Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan volleyball here at the Crisler Center in Ann Arbor, Michigan on a lovely Friday night. My name is Nick Hornberg. Alongside me, Adam Rich. Alex Shee will join us later in this broadcast. The Michigan Wolverines, a late Friday home date with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Adam, no rest for the weary here for the Wolverines. A hard-fought loss to Penn State this time last week. Everyone got a bit of an extended rest against Rutgers on Saturday night, but here come another top 10 team. The third top 10 team Michigan faces in 4 games, the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
And, you know, Nick, it was nice of you to consider Rutgers an extended rest, because it was a little more than that. I mean, it was tough to consider what Rutgers put on the court as Division I volleyball, a just utter obliteration over at Cliff Keen. But the last time the Wolverines were in Crisler, we saw them against Penn State, and I was so impressed with this team. And, you know, there's a typical trope in sports that road trips, particularly early season road trips against tough competition, build character. And that was so much so the case for this Michigan team. You know, one of the turning points of the season was the home game against Ohio State. Things finally clicked for this team, and they finally showed signs of what was to come. But at the same time, within that game, there were certain stretches where everything went awry. So you saw the entire potential on full display. You had seen it the most consistently to that point in the year, but still, warning signs evident in this team's play. But then that road trip, they go off, and granted, not the greatest competition, but still, road wins build toughness, particularly mental toughness as a team. And by beating Maryland on the road, following that up with a win again against rival Ohio State on the road, a win against Iowa. That 3-game win streak, huge for building up this team. And then at Nebraska, a perennial powerhouse. Yes, they got swept, but when you look closely and see the manner in which they got swept, it was incredibly impressive to see the Wolverines fight as hard as they did those first 2 sets. They almost took them. And yes, their youth did show itself later in those sets when it got a little bit closer towards the end, a little bit more crunch time in nature. You know, that happens. It's a young team. But for a young team, it's all about growth. You're not judged by how you play in the middle of the season. You're not judged on your first true road trip of the year. You're judged in the way of NCAA tournament appearances, Big Ten standings at the end of the year, and then additionally how well you fare in the NCAA tournament. And, you know, I think looking back to last year's team, there was a point in the middle of the year where everything was awful, and that might even be sugarcoating it. I mean, they lost on the road to some horrendous teams, and then they came home and lost to Maryland, one of the worst teams, a perennial doormat in the Big Ten. But then how they rebounded was remarkable, and we've seen a lot of those same themes from this team earlier. And what's nice is they seem to have gotten the poor play out of the way earlier. So, you know, now rounding into shape. And that last game against Penn State, yeah, they didn't win, but they took a set against the greatest college volleyball program in the country. I think that's relatively undisputable. Yeah, Stanford has a claim, but Penn State.
I know some Nebraska fans who would like to talk to you.
Daniel Thompson, if you're listening at home, sorry, but it's relatively indisputable. I mean, Penn State and Coach Russ Rose, a juggernaut in college volleyball. Michigan was incredible against them. They very well could have won that game if 1 or 2 more breaks went their way. And I think, like I said, that just speaks to the talent on this team and their ability as a unit to grow and mature as the season has gone along.
And game about to start here. Starters announced a switch for Michigan from what they would usually like. Kayla Bear starting at middle blocker as Corey Crocker not able to go tonight. Second game in a row she's missed after leaving the Penn State game with an injury.
Yeah, tough break there. Crocker was actually concussed in practice before that, went through protocol. Things were okay. She was deemed eligible to play, but then just got nicked in the head during that game, and Coach Rosen could tell that because of that and the physical activity as well, she just wasn't locked in mentally. It wasn't beneficial for her to be out on the court, both from a team and Crocker's personal health perspective, so sent her back to the locker room. Tough break for a team, and, you know, you were kind of joking with me about it that I jinxed her, but it's true. I mean, Crocker had been remarkable for this team, both in terms of her clean slate of health and her play, so big shoes to fill for Bear, but even more so, the rotation. You could see a few more changes. You know, maybe you see Kiara Shannon and Katarina Glavinic get in there as well.
And, of course, both of those players played bit part roles so far this season, but played substantial roles last season. Glavinich particularly after Crocker went down with a foot injury last year. And Sydney Wetterstrom at the top of the rotation will serve, and the first serve is passed by C.C. McGraw. Running set by McMenamin, and the first attack is a kill for Minnesota. Stephanie Samity, the junior from Claremont, Florida, and the team leader in kills.
Yeah, she's been killing it this year. Really their answer to Sydney Wetterstrom, both on the offensive and defensive side.
And C.C. McGraw, sophomore from Prior Lake. Minnesota's libero will serve, and passed by Jones. Well, standing set, and the back set to Wetterstrom is kept alive after contact at the net. Bump set by McMenamin. Samity again kept alive by Welsh. Now the bump set by Smith. Jones is going to try and spin it back, but contact at the net by Reagan Pittman. Set by McMenamin. Samity again, more contact at the net, and Michigan's just going to have to give away a free ball in the dig by Samity. McMenamin and another dig by Smith after contact at the net. Welsh the set. Pertovsky blocked straight back by Adana Rollins, and Minnesota up a quick 2-0.
Tough break there for the Michigan offense, but the block looking great. 3 plays on that string of possessions where they were able to get tips at the net and make things much easier on the back end for their defense.
And C.C. McGraw about to serve a second time for the Gophers. On its way, pass by Jones. Welsh backpedaling set. Kayla Bear catches the inside of that back boundary, and Michigan gets their first point. Kayla Bear, not known as a strong offensive player, comes away with the first kill of the game for Michigan.
And it's going to be challenged here, but how about this one, Nick? So a certain Wolverine is also from Prior Lake, Minnesota.
Kayla Bear.
And her and McGraw, high school classmates, so these two go way back. And it's funny, on that play, McGraw, the one who instantly signaled that her team should challenge that one. Bear, on the Michigan side, the one putting that ball down. So, you know, our first little intra-Prior Lake battle going on here.
And Hugh McCutcheon, I don't know if Hugh McCutcheon challenged or the referees voluntarily put that one to review, but either way, that one is going to be looked at. I don't know. Personally, to me, that one looked on the line. I don't know if they can overturn that, but again, as stated on many a WCBN broadcast before, our sight lines are not great for this kind of stuff.
And then on top of that Prior Lake connection, both McGraw and Kayla Bear played for the club team Minnesota Select. So great success on both the club volleyball circuit, but the high school one as well.
And review is over, and it is ruled, it looked like the call has been overturned. Kayla Bear's attack was out of bounds. It is point Minnesota, and Kayla Bear instead will be charged with an attack error.
Yeah, so with that one, the first battle of Prior Lake over to McGraw, and now back to serve for a 3rd time in a row. The Wolverines going to have to weather this early storm if they want to stay in this one. Got to stay positive.
And C.C. McGraw's serve, the pass by Jones. That one's getting over and hammered home by Reagan Pittman off of a bad pass from Paige Jones, and it's 4-0.
And Reagan Pittman is a beast. No other way to put it, but she actually has experience with the Wolverine as well, played with Mackenzie Welsh on some of the old USA national teams.
And C.C. McGraw will now serve a 4th. Minnesota opening on a 4-0 scoring run, pass by Jones. This one much better. Welsh the set, Bear again, blocked, dig by Jones. Welsh now to Jones, contact at the net, and that one's going to go out of bounds, and Michigan finally gets their first point, and that one is not going to be reviewed. A kill for Paige Jones.
And, you know, that ball probably should have been blocked, but still, sometimes that's all you need. Just a little bit of luck to break off a big hot streak.
And May Pertovsky's serve is passed and kept alive. That one's going over, hammered home by Jones again, and an excellent serve by May Pertovsky off of a bad pass by Rachel Kilkelly, and Paige Jones puts away the overpass.
And once again, a little bit of luck going Michigan's way. You got to run with it against superior competition.
And Pertovsky's serve on its way. This time the pass by Rollins. And McMenamin the set. Reagan the attack in the middle, kept alive after contact at the net. And Welsh to Bear, and this time after 2 tips, it gets down. And Kayla Bear, after a bit of a false start, does get her first kill. And Michigan is 1 point away from tying this up.
And once again, how about that Michigan block doing the dirty work up front to set everyone else up for success? Doesn't get registered in the box score, but it goes a long way.
Pertovsky's delivery. Pass by Kilkelly. Running bump set by McMenamin. And Rollins hits Wetterstrom on the top of the head and goes out of bounds. And it will be a point to Minnesota.
Naturally, the luck going the other way. But, you know, Sydney Wetterstrom, a little too tall for her own good, a former basketball recruit. Tough break there.
Wetterstrom once described herself as undersized, too. Oh, the irony. Samity's serve. Pass by Jones. Welsh, jumping set. Kayla Bear sliding, blocked. And Welsh will set again. Robinson off of the short horizontal set. And it's 5-4 Minnesota. And Katarina Rocafort will come in trying to knot the set up at 5.
And how about that offensive perspective from the Michigan block? Last year, the block, the biggest weakness. It was why Michigan got dominated against superior competition. But this year, that young influence on the block, huge role in the team's resurgence.
And Rocafort serves straight into the net. And a bit of an unfortunate play there for the senior from Puerto Rico, having a strong month of October behind the service line.
Yeah, you know, Rocafort had been turning it on as of late. The team lost their serving specialist, Maddie Abbott, last year. The role wide open, a few players competing for it, and Rocafort's really seized the role lately, but just an unfortunate break there for her and her team.
Adana Rollins serve, pass by Hammaker. Running set by Welsh. Jones off speed, and excellent scramble by Minnesota. Free ball spun over by Rollins, and now the running bump set by Welsh. Jones in system, and dig by McGraw. McMenamin and Smith not able to get to it in time, or was there a net by?
A net infraction on that one, yeah, but how about the play there from Natalie Smith? I mean, Minnesota, a great job to set up a one-on-one opportunity with Jones at the net, but Smith on the backside, great diving effort. Didn't count, though.
Alexis Hart will get credit for the kill in the pass by Smith. And Welsh the set to Jones again, and dug out by Samity. Long bump set from Rollins, and Hart off speed, and right between the lines, and Minnesota now has Michigan doubled up 8-4.
And how about that? Lisa Rosen firing off of the sideline. My goodness, I have not seen her this fired up in a while. But, you know, it's a role as a coach. You can't let things spiral.
And Rollins' delivery, this time the pass by Smith. Welsh the set to Jones again, dug out by Samity. Bump set by McGraw, and now Hart blocked by Welsh and Robinson. Now McMenamin the set will go to Hart again, this time over the block, dig by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the dump attack, and Minnesota's 3-0 run has stopped.
And Mackenzie Welsh been making headlines lately for her slow approach up the Michigan all-time leaderboard in terms of career assists, but it's that dump play that we come back to every single broadcast. That's what makes her such a great player.
Paige Jones' serve now. Pass at the feet by McGraw, and not able to be kept in by McMenamin. An ace for Paige Jones, and we have the first toe tap jump by the Michigan bench. Oddly enough, Coach Rosen has said the only one who makes it look graceful is Ellie Brooks. As Ellie Brooks, a dancer in her youth days. And Jones' serve again, pass by McGraw. Much better. McMenamin the back set to Pittman, and gets over the Michigan block and underneath Natalie Smith, and it's 9-6 Minnesota.
Beautiful set there by Minnesota. That ball just perfectly positioned, and within that, excellent footwork and timing by Reagan Pittman to square that one up just about as efficiently as possible.
And Reagan Pittman, the Gophers' middle blocker, now stands to serve. Pittman's delivery, pass by Kylie Hammaker. Welsh, the dump attack again, heads up play by Samity, but it's going to go out of bounds, and Mackenzie Welsh, her second kill. And take a moment now, for those of you joining us, I'd like to thank you for listening at 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Apologize for getting on a little bit late, but we're here now as Natalie Smith will serve with her team down 2 in this first set. The junior libero from Weatherford, Texas. Smith's delivery into the top of the net and back, and another service error for Michigan. It is 10-7 Minnesota.
And a little Jekyll and Hyde on the services so far. Michigan, a team that is elite in regard to service aces, but the opposite of that when it comes to putting the ball into the net. You know, you want to be aggressive, but still got to be tempered.
McMenamin's serve, pass by Hammaker. Welsh puts it up. Pertovsky in the net there, and Michigan gets one back as Michigan has to get creative in the middle, as Corey Crocker, as stated at the top of the broadcast, not dressed tonight.
And Minnesota looking skittish on the defensive side, fearful of that Welsh dump that she has set up so well, and instead, Kayla Bear capitalizing.
Lisa Rosen's instructions to Mackenzie Welsh. Her serve, the pass by Hart, and a quick kill there for Taylor Morgan. redshirt senior from Blaine, Minnesota, and it is 11-8 Gophers.
Lisa Rosen firing off again, but a big difference between last week's Penn State match and this week's Minnesota match. Penn State's sets were very far away from the net. Instead, Minnesota and their two setters, McMenamin and Miller, doing an excellent job.
Kilkelly's serve, pass by Jones. Welsh goes up with the set. Pertovsky off speed, kept alive barely by Minnesota. McGraw is just going to have to give away the free ball, and the dig by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set in the net. Kayla Bear, that one is too long, and that's the second time Kayla Bear has tried to catch the inside of that back line and has just overhit it a little bit.
A little deja vu on that one, but with Bear, really hasn't been able to find her stride after that early season ankle injury. Forced her out of the lineup, then missed a bunch of time, particularly with the hot freshman playing well.
Kilkelly's serve, pass by Natalie Smith. Welsh is set. Wetterstrom the attack, and that one is going to go out of bounds. Sydney Wetterstrom, her first attack and her first kill off the block.
And getting back to Bear, she was penciled in to start, a competitive summer camp with Robinson and Pertovsky, but Bear had beaten them out. That injury, though, got her out of the lineup. The play.
And McMenamin set to Samity, kept alive by Smith. That's going to go over, though. And now McMenamin plays that short set, and scramble play at the net, and Pertovsky now tipped, kept alive by Kilkelly. McMenamin, the running set, and Rollins keeps it alive, but dug out by Smith. Welsh, the set, now Bear, contact at the net. McMenamin off the dig from McGraw. Samity off speed, diving dig by Welsh, not able to get to it. And after a long rally, Minnesota comes away with it.
And getting back to Bear, the incredible play by the freshmen ahead of her, May Pertovsky and Jess Robinson, who, crazy enough, have been playing middle blocker and opposite as freshmen. It's kept Bear out of the lineup and now just looking really rusty since she's gotten back into it.
CeCe McGraw's serve now. Paige Jones with the pass. Welsh, the set to Jones, and after contact at the net, steering it out of play, another kill for Paige Jones, her third of the still young evening. 13-10 Gophers.
Great job by Jones there. I love how much topspin Jones puts on the ball. The ball just bottoms out once it gets to a certain point. Incredible to see, tougher to defend.
Now Pertovsky's serve, and an ace for May Pertovsky. Bad pass from Adana Rollins, and there's the toe touch again from the bench. May Pertovsky leads Michigan in aces and just added to that lead. 13-11 Gophers. Pertovsky's serve and pass by Kilkelly. McMenamin to Rollins, blocked by Kayla Bear and Jess Robinson. And all of a sudden, Michigan 1 point away from tying it up again.
And how about that? Kayla Bear starting out on the far side. Robinson wasn't there in time to help on the block, but Kayla Bear taking charge, doing it herself.
And Pertovsky's serve tries to fade it over to that right sideline, but too far, and Michigan throws away another chance to tie up the set. 12-14 Minnesota.
Once again, it's the little things that are the big things. There are no little things. Coaches always talk about the little things. It goes over well in sports articles, but there are no little things. Every little thing is actually a big thing, and those service errors are huge. 3 of them now for Michigan.
Samity's delivery, pass by Jones. Welsh, the set. Robinson quickly in the net, and Jess Robinson, after being used exclusively on the right slide for the month of September and most of October, finally getting around to the middle of the net.
Yeah, diversifying there, but I think she deserves 3 points for that one. Put it between the outstretched arms of the Minnesota block. A little bit more of a field goal than a kill on that one.
And Rocafort serve. This time the pass by Rollins. McMenamin the set, and Samity back row dig by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set off target, but Robinson able to just navigate that over, and Welsh, you saw it there, knew it too. Robinson got her out of jail.
And how about Wetterstrom beforehand? That's what a senior has to do, making that perfect pass off of an incredibly tough reception.
And it's 14-all. Rocafort serve, the pass by Kilkelly, bump set by Samity. Rollins, dig by Rocafort. Welsh, the set to Jones, and Michigan has their first lead of the set, 15-14.
And Rocafort's serve was going out. We heard a scream from the Minnesota bench to let it go. But on that one, McMenamin not able to react in time. Instead, popped that one up, and Minnesota paying for that lack of awareness of the lines on the court. On the other side, Paige Jones, a cold-blooded killer.
And Hugh McCutcheon, the Gophers coach, calls his first time out. It's been a long road for him in his coaching career. The New Zealand international, former coach of the U.S. national team, now in his 8th season in Minneapolis.
Yeah, and Coach Herbert Coach McCutcheon replacing Coach Mike Herbert. Unfortunately, though, he passed away just a few days ago at the age of 75. He spent 35 years total as a coach, 15 specifically with the Gophers. He was there from 1996 to 2010 and turned them into a perennial powerhouse. So, you know, Coach McCutcheon reaping those rewards from Herbert, but building on top of them as well in his pursuit to make Minnesota one of the nation's finest.
Hugh McCutcheon in 7 seasons has won the Big Ten twice, including last season. I think that's something that isn't mentioned enough. Michigan now is playing host and is now leading in a set against the reigning Big Ten champions.
Yeah, and you hear that somebody won a conference, and I think that's really easy to discount. But when you start digging deeper and deeper and deeper into what Big Ten play entails, I mean, there are no nights off other than Rutgers in this conference.
And it's just as somebody who called that Rutgers game, I feel so bad for that team. They have a 13-player roster, which for those of you who don't know much about college volleyball is microscopic in the grand scheme of things. And they only dressed 9 and played 7. There's no other way to put it. Rutgers, simply put, was not adequately equipped to play that game.
Yeah, and volleyball, one of those sports that's a head count sport, so you get a certain amount of scholarships based on full numbers, and Rutgers paying the price for that.
Rocafort serve. This time the pass by Kilkelly. McMenamin, the back set to Pittman off the slide, and Robinson, even the long arms of Jess Robinson, not able to tip that down. Point Minnesota.
Great job by Minnesota drawing that one up in the timeout. You could see how prepared they came out. That speaks to not just their preparation in the timeout, but their preparation in practice leading up to this one.
And Rocafort goes to the bench. Hemmecker enters the game. Defensive specialist from Hudsonville, Michigan, on the west side of the state. If you ever have an opportunity who have never been to the west side of the state of Michigan, highly recommend. Nice place.
Nick, man, I think you're biased on that one.
I am. Rollins, the pass by Smith. Welsh, the set now to Jones again, and off a tip, it gets between 3 Gophers, and Michigan back out in front again. Oddly enough, Adam, I am from the east side of the state, but...
Oh, never mind. You're from Bloomfield. My bad,
exactly.
Nick.
I'm from Bloomfield. I am not JP.
I was going to go make a punt off of that last play. Instead, the Gophers just popping out of the ground on that one to try and get that ball, but unsuccessful. Michigan going with the whack-a-mole approach.
Their Punxsutawney counterpart, a little better. Paige Jones' serve, and the pass by Rollins, barely. Pittman off-speed, diving dig at the fingertips by Jones, but Hemmecker and then Welsh not able to follow that up, and the effort play by Paige Jones ultimately goes to naught. The set is tied.
Still, you would rather see that than what was happening earlier that was making Lisa Rosen just about erupt when no one was going after the ball. So, you know, tough break there, but still, I'd rather have the all-out effort and a bad result than no effort and get the occasional good result. You got to impart good habits upon your players.
Reagan Pittman, high arcing serve, diving pass by Hemmecker, bump set by Robinson. Wetterstrom off speed, kept alive by Samity. And Pittman the set, and Hart just finds that space on the right side and rams it down. 17-16 Minnesota. The Gophers are back on top.
And a little bit of heat on that one. It's funny, CeCe McGraw over there in the white Liberos jersey, the white jersey being worn by Michigan. She kind of blended in, so I saw a player in white celebrating, was a little bit confused, but then able to iron that one out.
Pittman's serve to Hemmecker again, the pass, and Welsh, the short set. Robinson puts it right past Pittman. It's tied up at 17, and Adam, we have ourselves a set.
Yeah, no doubt, but these past few serves from the Minnesota side, they have been going after Kylie Hemmecker. I mean, it has been a relentless attack. They have been targeting her, and, you know, Hemmecker fortunate that her teammates have been able to bail out her poor first touches.
And Smith's delivery passed by Rollins. McMenamin the set to Hart, and Wetterstrom nearly going crashing into that front row as Paige Jones, the victim of an attack from Alexis Hart.
Yeah, speaking of poor touches, Paige Jones, a big one right there. Just kind of caught it off the left forearm, sent it sideways, tough break.
McMenamin's serve, the pass by Hemmecker. Welsh, the stepping set, and then Pertovsky, the attack kept alive by Minnesota. No double contact called on Alexis Hart, the free ball given away. The dig by Hemmecker. Welsh, the dump attack, and it's even at 18.
And it had been a while. You knew it was coming soon. Mackenzie Welsh finally getting her chance. Kylie Hammaker now checking out. So really the Wolverines' strongest lineup now out there on the court. And how about the timing for that, now tied up at 18, and who else back to serve but the team captain and star, Mackenzie Welsh. She's going to have to come through huge right here.
Give me that Michigan bench with the bow and arrow celebration again. Welsh has served, the pass by Rollins. McMenamin, Samity off speed. Step up dig by Smith. And now Welsh the set. Pertovsky kept alive by Minnesota. Alexis Hart off speed. And Mackenzie Welsh fooled as Hart puts it over the block. And Minnesota up 19-18.
And how about that? The Minnesota defense, unheralded. You know, it's defense that wins game, defense that wins championships in volleyball. You're going to get opportunities on the offensive side, but it's more so about combating them as a defense.
Kilkelly served, the pass by Paige Jones. Welsh, the front set. Pertovsky blocked by Samity. And the dig at the net by Wetterstrom. Bump set by Welsh. Paige Jones back row. Contact down 19-all.
And Bailey McMenamin cement feet on that one. Jones didn't even strike that one that well. She just put so much topspin on it that McMenamin wasn't able to properly read it, and it just looked like she was stuck in quicksand.
Wetterstrom's delivery, the pass by Kilkelly. McMenamin, and Taylor Morgan hammers it straight into the net, and Michigan 20-19 now back on top.
And it's that first to 20 that Michigan preaches as the route to success for this team, and they've got it there now, 5 away from taking this first set.
Wetterstrom's delivery, the pass by Kilkelly. McMenamin to Rollins, dig by Smith. Is that going to go over? Yes, but it goes out, and it is 20-all.
I mean, Natalie Smith has to have that one. I mean, there are no ways around that. She was right there. The ball caught her pretty much squarely in the forearm. You have to make a more competitive play there. Minnesota now a huge chance to get ahead, especially with how well McGraw served earlier.
Smith, 5 digs so far. CeCe McGraw's serve now. Pass by Smith, straight to Welsh, and Kayla Bear in the net, blocked by Pittman. And Welsh tries again, Pertovsky. Point to Michigan, and Hugh McCutcheon is going to pull out that challenge card. I think they're arguing a touch, but that play had a lot going on in a tight window of space, so
yeah,
I didn't really see what was going on.
I was going to say, he kind of sarcastically put down that challenge card, just kind of a, you know, exasperated, you got to be kidding me from him. I mean, McCutcheon playing with fire over there. You know, we haven't really seen any, I don't want to say coaching misconduct, but we really haven't seen any issues between referees and coaches in volleyball. I think just the nature of coaching in the sport and the referee having so much less discretion. You know, it's not quite like basketball where fouls have a gray area. It's not quite like football where pass interference has a gray area. I mean, this is a pretty cut and dry sport to referee, and you don't see the problems there, but McCutcheon kind of alluding to some bigger issues there just with that exasperated approach to throwing the challenge card.
I've never been able to summon the 5 pieces of Exodia, the Forbidden One, in my life, but if I did, I feel like I would look an awful lot like Hugh McCutcheon looked when he played that challenge card. And Minnesota, the beneficiary of 1 review already, and it will be called a tip, point to Minnesota, and
I mean, I guess he was justified, but still, is it really worth it at the cost of becoming a meme later on?
Now, Mark Rosen has had his share of moments with refs. He's been mad. You and I have both seen Mark Rosen upset when he's had to use a challenge to overturn a clear call, as Hugh McCutcheon, you have to imagine, feels exactly the same way, because you don't get those challenges back.
And I'm surprised that volleyball hasn't adopted the tennis mechanism of using Hawkeye to judge the lines.
And McGraw's delivery, the pass by Smith. Welsh, the short set. Kayla Bear blocked again. Diving dig by Wetterstrom. Pertovsky, the bump set. Jones spins it over. The dig by Kilkelly. McMenamin to Samity. Blocked by Paige Jones and Kayla Bear. Denying arguably the best outside hitter in the conference. And it's 21-all.
And how about that? It was really just a one-on-one effort there by Paige Jones. She was almost beat on the one-on-one, but oh my goodness, incredible.
21-all, Pertovsky's serve. The pass by McGraw, set by McMenamin. Samity off speed, dig by Pertovsky. Welsh backpedaling set, goes back to Jones. McGraw keeps it alive. That's an overpass. Jones hammered down. 22-21 Michigan. Paige Jones is unstoppable in this first set.
This team, man, I am so impressed with what I have seen tonight. You know, it would have been easy after playing Rutgers last week to come out kind of bored. I mean, you can't simulate Minnesota's ability in practice, and the best thing you have to judge it with is your last game. And yes, they played Penn State 2 days prior to Rutgers, but still, I mean, you go out and you curb stomp a team. Some of your competitive fire kind of wanes, but massive credit to the coaching staff for getting them prepared for this game. And then regarding Pertovsky serving, hypothetically, these next few points, I know the service errors have come in bunches for Michigan. I know it's plagued them at seemingly important times in the match, but you have to stay aggressive. You know, as a coach, especially dealing with a freshman, it's really easy for your players to get timid here. I mean, you are 3 points away from taking the first and arguably the most pivotal set against the number 7 team in the country. So, you know, we're going to see, is May Pertovsky going to shy away from that? Is she going to reel back a little bit? Or is she going to keep attacking with that tenacity and fire that we have seen all year long from her?
And it's the half hour, so we will remind you you're listening to 88.3 WCBN Ann Arbor here at the Crisler Center coverage of Michigan volleyball. It is an opportunity, I suppose, we should thank Zach Corson for engineering in studio for us, giving up his Friday night to get us on here and make this work. And it is 22-21. Pertovsky did make a crucial mistake late in a game earlier this season, striking the pole and giving Dayton their 14th point in the set, in the 5th set that ultimately led to a Wolverine defeat. But Pertovsky, overall, a great season for the freshman from Los Angeles.
Yeah, you know, struggling here tonight, only 1 of 9 on her kills with 2 errors, but redemption at hand right here.
Pertovsky's delivery, the pass by Kilkelly. McMenamin in the set. Pittman just puts it down, and it is even at 22.
Tough break there. I mean, I don't want to say you're hoping for Pittman to sub out, but, you know, you kind of are. It was like playing against Wisconsin last year. Michigan really found all of their success when Dana Retke was off the floor, and I think going forward, a lot of their success will come when Reagan Pittman is subbed out as her spot rotates to the back row.
And Stephanie Samity behind the service line for Minnesota, 22 all. Samity's serve, the pass by Jones. Welsh, the back set, Bear sliding, and another kill for Kayla Bear. It's 23-22, and Adam, in soccer, there's the concept of 6-point games, where the winner and loser gets the effectively reaps double the value or double the hurt. You could argue this point here, 23-22 Michigan, this is a 2-pointer.
Absolutely, and you know, Rocafort, she had that error earlier, and then she had a serve that was going out before Minnesota foolishly tried to save it. A huge chance her to, you know, similar to Pertovsky, redemption. They're at the precipice of success, and I think it's coming right here. This team is geared up, revving to go.
And Rocafort staring straight towards Blasty the Stormtrooper there in the corner at the Crisler Center. Rocafort serve, the pass by Rollins. McMenamin, the set. Pittman off the block, dig by Wetterstrom, takes her off her feet. Bump set by Welsh. Smith is just going to have to give away the free ball. Samity, now McMenamin. Pittman off speed, diving dig again by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set. Robinson, 24-22.
And up front, a massive blunder by the sophomore Adana Rollins. She thought that she was going to have a joust at the net, so she jumped, but the ball was nowhere close to going over the net. What are you doing? I mean, gave that one away, and Jess Robinson taking advantage, capitalizing, punishing the Gophers and whack-a-moling them back into the ground.
And we have a timeout. Hugh McCutcheon takes his second timeout. It is set point here at the Crisler Center. And really, this is the first time Michigan has been in this situation all season. Set point in the first set against a top 10 team in the country. And Minnesota, now on their heels, needs to score 2 straight, needs to break Rocafort's serve and then score another one to just force extra points.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, Michigan not ranked right now, but I think their play as of late warrants being ranked. I mean, took a set at home against Penn State, played really competitively against Nebraska. Sure, the wins haven't come against that high-level competition, but we're talking about national championship contenders. You know, at the end of the day, as optimistic as one would love to be about the program, this is probably a team whose ceiling is the Elite Eight, the Sweet 16, but still, I mean, they have been dominating inferior competition, and playing incredibly well against the nation's finest. So hopefully that will be reflected no matter what the outcome of tonight's game and Sunday's next Monday in the AVCAs. But, I mean, nonetheless, this team playing with a whole bunch of dog. You know what they say, hungry dog runs fastest.
So saith Mr. Lucas Vargas, WCBN contributor. And set point, the Crisler Center on their feet. Rocafort serve, the pass by Rollins. McMenamin in the set, Pittman off the block, diving dig, Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, Robinson blocked, can't get it back over. Michigan takes set one.
Man, somebody go give Sydney Wetterstrom a just massive hug. That is too remarkable. I mean, there are really not words for how incredible those last two plays were. Two diving stops, I mean, comparable to a shortstop laying out in the 5-6 hole and then getting directly to their feet and making a throw across the diamond. Sydney Wetterstrom there, remarkable stuff. I mean, we're talking Julian Edelman catch in the Super Bowl 2 years ago in the way of diving efforts leading to excellence and success. Sydney Wetterstrom just proving what makes her, and I know she at times hasn't really been too willing to accept it, the fact that she is this team's best athlete and senior leader.
Program legend Jenna Lerg once said Sydney Wetterstrom was the best athlete in the program. I don't think anybody has an argument otherwise right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Jenna Lerg, who's going to be on with us, fortunately, in 2 weeks, a player to be trusted, one of the legends in Michigan volleyball lore. So I'm going to roll with her. And Sydney Wetterstrom, I mean, doing everything to prove it there. But a lot of the time, sports aren't just about athleticism, as she's now getting a little segment with Kornacki on the video board. Sports are about passion. They're about heart. They're about effort. And Sydney Wetterstrom epitomizing all that is great about sports, particularly college sports, and particularly the leaders and the best at the University of Michigan.
They have Wetterstrom's senior stroll segment filmed at the I believe that's the Nichols Arboretum. Either that or the Mattei Botanical Gardens. But very cinematic in that sense. As Michigan, a 25-22 lead, 22 win in the first set over the number 7 team in the country. The last time Michigan took the first set against a top 10 team, they upset Wisconsin in Madison. As about a minute 15 left in the intermission before set 2. And Alex Shee will join us on the broadcast momentarily. And Paige Jones, a phenomenal first set for the Wolverines. 7 kills in 14 swings, a 500 hitting percentage. Jess Robinson, not to be outdone, 6 kills on 6 swings. Welsh, and also perfect hit percentage, 3 kills on 3 swings with 15 assists. Kayla Bear with 2 kills, Wetterstrom and Pertovsky with 1 apiece. On the Minnesota side, Alexis Hart and Reagan Pittman each with 5, Samity and Rollins with 2, Taylor Morgan with 1. Michigan also with 2 service aces on the evening, and 30 seconds left in the intermission as we welcome Alex Shee to the broadcast. And how's life been for the last 30 minutes or so?
Well, Nick, my life was pretty darn good for the first 29 minutes of the last 30, but I just got my paper back. It was a B-. I'd like to contest that grade. I strongly would. It was a really difficult assignment, but you know what else is a difficult assignment, Nick? Winning a set against Minnesota, the number 8 ranked team in the country, and let me tell you, number 7th ranked team in the country, excuse me, and Michigan just aced that touch. What an unbelievable first half by the Wolverines. Paige Jones leading the way with 7 kills. Jess Robinson also had 7 kills with an 100 hit percentage. Just what a great job by the Michigan Wolverines. They absolutely destroyed it out there. That was their best set of the entire season. It came at a great time. Like Adam was saying, you might come a little bit underprepared to this game. They played Rutgers, easy win. I think everybody on the entire team played that game. But they've really come out firing on all cylinders today. And that's something we haven't seen from Michigan football in 15 years. We've seen it tonight from volleyball.
The bump set from Welsh. Pertovsky the attack, and Michigan gets the first kill of the second set. I miss fire-breathing Alex Shee. Where have you been?
Is unbelievable. And Jacob Walden, if you're listening to this, you're a fantastic GSI. I've learned so much from you. But we might need to talk about that grade next week.
Wetterstrom serve. The dig by Hart. And now Hart the attack, and Minnesota knots the set up at 1.
And as I was applauding Michigan on their fast start, another fast start, they got the first start to this set, first point of this set. And they really had a slow start in the first one. Hopefully they can get a faster one and continue this high level of play.
Kilkelly's serve way too long. Michigan back out in front now, 2-1. Kilkelly, the freshman from Shakopee, Minnesota. It's not easy as a freshman to earn playing time in a top 10 team, particularly the reigning Big Ten champions. But Kilkelly had a great season, even if she's having a bit of a rough night so far. And now May Pertovsky's serve. And is it going to be another ace for Pertovsky? Yes! Bad pass from McGraw. Kilkelly laying out to try and keep that alive, not able to succeed. And it is 3-1 Michigan. Pertovsky will serve again.
Yeah, this is her second service ace of the night. She's done a really good job serving. And Michigan as a whole, although they've had some errors, have done a really good job putting the pressure on the Gophers.
Pertovsky, the pass from McGraw. McMenamin's just going to have to play a backwards bump set and spun over by Samity Welsh. The set now Jones, kept alive by McGraw. That's going over though. Dig by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set. Jones again, off speed, kept alive barely by Morgan, and spun over by Samity. Another dig for Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set. Kayla Bear, way too long.
And that's maybe a little bit of the adrenaline. It was way too long. It was pretty far. That was a rocket moonshot right there. But Michigan playing well. That was a good, long, competitive rally. And so far, Michigan hasn't just bowed down to the superior Minnesota team. And I think a lot of it really started with the confidence they built it after playing so well against Penn State just a couple days ago.
And McGraw's serve, the pass by Jones. Stepping set by Welsh. Back row, Wetterstrom. It gets down. 4-2. Sydney Wetterstrom. A muted performance on the offensive end, but anybody watching can see her on the defensive end.
Oh, she's been all over the place tonight. Not the best athlete on the team, not the highest jumper. I'm calling BS on that one, Nick. She has been all over the court.
And Rocafort serve. The pass by Rollins. McMenamin set to Rollins. Contact with the net. Another dig for Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set. Jones again. Strikes Paul off the block. Point Michigan. Paige Jones, kill number 8.
And again, Jones, wow, what a game so far. Her 8th kill. I think they might have gotten that one on a net infraction, though.
Rocafort, the pass from Rollins. McMenamin, Samity, diving dig by Wetterstrom, but that gets over, though. Dig by Kilkelly. And now Pittman, dig by Smith. Now the bump set from Wetterstrom. Jones will just spin it back. And great heads-up play by Kilkelly to duck under, and it goes out of bounds. Point Minnesota.
And that's the first error by Jones in a while. Adam was alluding to it, though. She's playing so well, and part of that isn't just because she's going to be the hardest hitter on the floor. She hits it very hard, but she gets so much spin on it, and it's almost like trying to hit a curveball when all they've been throwing at you all day is fastballs.
Samity's serve, the pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, Jones again, and ball deflects off Pittman and over onto the scorer's table. Doesn't look like anybody was killed or injured, though, as it is 6-3 Michigan. Paige Jones, the woman of the hour so far, behind the service line.
That was a fastball.
And now Jones' serve, and an ace for Jones. That's a slider.
Oh, baby, what a serve by Jones, and now is the time to ride the momentum. Their largest lead of the night, 7-3. Your best server behind the line right now. Can they take advantage of this huge possible momentum swing early in the second set?
Jones's delivery, pass off the dive from Kilkelly. McMenamin set, Samity back row, dig by Hammaker. Welsh, the set, back row, Jones, kept alive barely by McGraw, and bit of a scramble play by Minnesota, and Michigan just gets lost in the shuffle, and Minnesota gets a point back off some luck.
And Nick, even if she didn't get an ace right there, Paige Jones absolutely hammered that serve. She's hitting it with such confidence and authority right now, and it's amazing what a little bit of confidence and belief can do for your game.
And Rollins' delivery, pass by Wetterstrom. And Paige Jones back row again, this time too low. Another service error for Jones. It's 7-5.
And this is a crucial point right now in this set. Michigan a 4-point lead. They just gave up 2 points on not the strongest point, so Michigan really needs to get right on the right foot with this point.
Rollins, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, now Robinson, out of bounds, tipped, point to Michigan.
And Jeff Robinson continues an unbelievable night. She has been deadly accurate.
And
an 857 kill percentage. That's just unbelievable. And as they ruled that a tip, it's going to be an 100%.
And Smith's delivery, pass by Rollins. McMenamin, Pittman, and right at Kylie Hamaker. And it is now 8-6.
And Kylie Hamaker, certainly the least experienced player on the floor right now. Minnesota's going to do all they can to hit it as hard as they can right in her direction. They did so right there. That was an absolute rocket.
As Reagan Pittman now serving for Minnesota. High arcing serve. The pass by Natalie Smith. And serve by Welsh to Wetterstrom. Finds the space between the lines. It is 9-6.
That was a fantastic serve by Welsh, able to get it to Wetterstrom in the perfect spot. She had a lot of daylight right there, and that doesn't happen. Obviously, a great finish doesn't happen without Welsh, and she's been so good this year.
Mackenzie Welsh's delivery, the pass by Rollins. McMenamin, off-speed, Hart, play at the net by Baer, dig by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, Pertovsky, no tip, out of bounds, point Minnesota.
And that was a bullet dodge there by Minnesota. They've had every call go against them, even though they've won both challenges. But the referee made the right call right there. No tip, just a bit wide by the freshman Pertovsky.
And Bailey McMenamin will serve for the Gophers, and the pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the standing set, and I'm not sure if a hitter vacated their position or it was just a bad set by Welsh. Either way, not a good look as Kiara Shannon comes in for the first time. I think we may have just gotten our answer from who was at fault for that play as Kayla Baer immediately pulled.
Yeah, great to see Kiara Shannon getting some good playing time close in this game.
And service error for McMenamin. Michigan now in double digits, 10-8, the free point.
And that was a crucial error by the Gophers. Just as they were inching back into this game and outplaying Michigan for the past few points, they shot themselves in the foot right into the net.
And the serve from Wetterstrom. McMenamin set. Now Hart, and too hot to handle for Natalie Smith, and that one is going to go nearly halfway up the lower bowl at the Crisler Center. And do they let fans keep volleyballs? I'd guess probably not.
I don't think they do, Nick, but either way, it's still pretty cool to catch one, and it was hit far up there.
And Kilkelly's serve, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the back set, Pertovsky rides the top of the net, and after some contact at the net from Rollins, Welsh the set, and now Shannon gets her first kill, and it is 11-9.
Great to see Kiara Shannon come into this game and make an impact right away. She played so much down the stretch of last season, Nick, all the way into that deep postseason run for the Wolverines, and it's nice to see her back on the court right now, getting the kill. She's 1 for 1 today.
Pertovsky's serve, pass by McGraw, way up in the air, overpass, Paige Jones, diving dig from Kilkelly. Now Samity off speed, diving dig Robinson. Bump set Pertovsky. Jones spins it over, and another kill for Paige Jones, her 10th.
And that was an impressive showing by the Wolverines. Such a well-hit serve. McGraw passed it and fell backwards. The momentum was taking her backwards. That was absolutely a rocket, and Michigan able to finish it up. They retain a 3-point lead.
And Pertovsky serve, pass by McGraw, and joust at the net, one, Kiara Shannon.
Kiara Shannon, oh Canada, baby, what a play. And Michigan riding a monumentous wave right now. This is the best I think we've seen them, Nick, against such a good opponent in the last 2 years. They've been unbelievable, playing in the late season form already.
The only thing I can think of that compares right now was sweeping Purdue at Keene last year. Purdue at the time was ranked 14th in the country, I want to say.
Yeah, but they ended up not being as good as they were early in the season. I still think this Gopher team is incredible, and Michigan has done such a good job already this game, and they're really keeping it up.
As Paige Jones currently has 12.5 points through a set and a half, 10 kills, 2 aces, and a block assist. Although, as Adam pointed out in that first set, that block assist very easily could have been credited with a solo block, as she was the only one to make contact. As Hugh McCutcheon called his first time out of the second set, about 35 seconds left. Michigan now in a 3-0 scoring run. Kiara Shannon coming on, and a quick 2 kills in 2 swings. And Michigan still rolling, and
yeah, and it's not just it's every player on this Michigan roster right now is clicking, and we really haven't heard much from the Gophers lately. I mean, it's not like it's a blowout this set. It's only a 4-point deficit, but I mean, some of the big stars on the Gophers, especially Stephanie Samadi, we haven't heard her name called at all, and she was dominating early on in the first set. I mean, I don't think she's gotten a kill in a very long time. And Michigan doing the right things, keeping it away from the stars of the Gophers.
And May Pertovsky, one of the few Wolverines to serve from the left side. Pertovsky's delivery, the pass by Rollins, running bump set by McMenamin. It's going to be spun over, and diving dig from Welsh, but perfectly placed. Welsh not able to get it up in the air.
So close, and Michigan has really been laying out all night so far, and they've been hitting it more often than not, getting to the ball. So that's we've become accustomed so far in the past 10 minutes to seeing them make these good plays.
CeCe McGraw's delivery, the pass by Paige Jones. Welsh, the running set, back to Jones, and contact at the net dugout by McGraw. McMenamin, Samity, dig by Smith, kept alive by Wetterstrom. Jones with the attack, contact, and kill number 11. Paige Jones out of system off the broken play. It's 14-10.
And this is what you used to see with Michigan. When things weren't going their way, when a play became broken, they relied on Carly Scott to just come home and hammer it. And now I think it's safe to say Michigan can start to rely on Paige Jones to do exactly the same.
And now Roquefort's serve. Pass by Rollins. McMenamin the set in the net, and hammered through by Adana Rollins. And the scoring run stops. It is 14-11.
That was emphatic. You said hammered. I think that might be one of the hardest hit balls of the night so far. No way anyone in the world could have stopped that the way it was placed, and the incredible amount of force tacked onto that ball by Rollins.
As Samity's serve, pass by Wetterstrom, and that's Wetterstrom's first mistake of the night, and that's going to be an ace.
Yeah, and you said it, that's a mistake. That's a point you really need to have if you're Michigan. Every single point matters. And that's just a routine ball right there. A little bit of a mental lapse by Sydney Wetterstrom.
Samity's serve. This time Wetterstrom makes the pass. Welsh the set. Jones, and gets into the block, but the block cannot get it back over. Point to Michigan, 15-12. Paige Jones back behind the service line.
And last time up, Paige Jones absolutely hammered the ball with what seems like the power of Thor.
And Jones's delivery, diving pass from Kilkelly, Pittman sliding, dig by Hammaker, running bump set by Welsh. Wetterstrom will spin it back, dig by McGraw. McMenamin now to Rollins, finds that space in front of Smith, point to Minnesota.
That one was real close, Nick. Maybe Rosen thinking about challenging. He obviously had a better view than me. But that was a really fantastic dig by Kylie Hammaker. Probably her highlight of the night so far to keep that play alive for the Michigan Wolverines.
That play made by an amazing defensive play by Rachel Kilkelly. And
yes, it did.
Now Adana Rollins the serve. Diving pass by Smith, and an ace for Adana Rollins. Minnesota 1 point away from knotting it up, and that's something that we have talked about Natalie Smith in the past. Sometimes she doesn't always go for the serve.
Exactly. If Natalie Smith can improve that a little bit, this team is really going to be rocking. And if I were Rosen, I'd call a timeout. Big momentum shift right here in favor of the Gophers.
Adana Rollins, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the back set. Jones, back row, kept alive by McGraw. Running bump set by Samity. Hart off speed, dig by Wetterstrom underneath. Welsh, the set back row. Jones again, 16-14.
Bang, bang, bang. Michigan gets that 2-point lead right back. A really good job, though. Michigan has kind of struggled in the first set with those off-speed floaters, but able to maintain their positioning, and easy work by the Wolverines. Paige Jones hammers it home.
Smith's delivery now. Pass by Rollins. McMenamin in the set. Hart, dig by Smith, but Hammaker not able to follow up. It is 16-15. Minnesota not letting Michigan get away.
And every time Hammaker is going to be out there, you know it, Nick, they are going to target her. They've done so well against her today, but a few points ago she did have that really nice dig. Everyone stepped up for the Wolverines. I have faith that Kylie Hammaker can do it too.
Reagan Pittman, the serve pass by Wetterstrom. Running set by Welsh. Cross court to Wetterstrom, and Minnesota, the scramble play is going to keep it alive. Samity gives the free ball. Dig by Smith. Welsh, the dump attack, and great play at the net by Taylor Morgan. Hart hammers it underneath Smith, and it's even at 16.
And there's so many points where Natalie Smith just misses it. You really like to think over how much she's improved last year to this year, through another year, even throughout the rest of the season, that Smith is going to get there and really fill that defensive hole, and Michigan's play is going to be elevated so much.
Lisa Rosen took to her feet yet again as Reagan Pittman serve, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the back set, and Pertovsky sliding, and Michigan's back on top.
Pertovsky has done an excellent job today. She's done an excellent job all season. These two freshmen, Pertovsky and Robinson, really exceeding expectations coming into this 2019 campaign, and that's just been huge for the Wolverines. It allows the seniors to do their thing, not have to worry about picking up the slack, and everyone's just played nicely today.
Kiara Shannon back in the game. Welsh's serve, the pass by Hart. McMenamin now to Hart after a tip at the net from Pertovsky. It goes out of bounds.
And that was big. We haven't seen Hart do anything in a while, too. Something like that really gets your confidence up and just feels good after a rough couple sets so far to slam it down, and the Gophers have tied this game up.
Bailey McMenamin serving for Minnesota. The pass at the ankles by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set back row. Jones blocked, denied by Smith. And bump set from Pertovsky. Wetterstrom the attack. Now McMenamin the set. Hart off speed and gets over the block. And underneath Michigan's back row. Minnesota back on top, 18-17. And now Mark Rosen reaches for that timeout.
Yeah, Nick, I might have called that timeout maybe about 2 minutes ago if I was Mark Rosen after Michigan started to give up their big lead. And this could be the pivotal moment of this entire match. Michigan with as much as a 4-point lead in this set. They really need to put their feet on the pedal to the metal, and rush to this second set victory, because it's going to be really hard, I don't care how good you are, to overcome a 2-0 deficit. But now, Minnesota's in the driving seat for this set. They've really had the momentum for the last 15 or so points, 10 maybe, and forces Michigan to call that timeout. And they're getting their big players back into this game. Hart, who's been fantastic, has a hit percentage of over 700 tonight, and she got the chance to give that little off-speed changeup again, which has been deadly this evening.
And Alexis Hart now into double digits in kills on the night with 11. Reagan Pittman now up to 6. Adana Rollins 5. Stephanie Samity with 2. And on the Michigan side, Paige Jones now up to 13 kills. Jess Robinson with 7, still holding on to that perfect hit percentage. And Sydney Wetterstrom, a little over halfway through set 2, has 10 digs on the night.
Yeah, Sydney Wetterstrom. Defense is not the word you would think of when you think of what she brings to the table. Just sheer athletic ability. But tonight she's almost been like a libero, diving for balls, laying out. Almost like a Norris Trophy candidate tonight with that stellar defense all over the plate. She's almost playing like a safety out there, showing so much range, getting to seemingly every ball. And even if it's not the perfect pass, the perfect dig, she gets there, keeping plays alive. And that's what you got to do to beat good teams.
Well, if Brent Burns is any indication, you don't need to be all that good at defense to win the Norris Trophy, but I get the metaphor. McMenamin's serve, pass by Wetterstrom. Running set by Welsh. Kayla Bear back in the game, and with a quick kill, and it's even at 18.
This is the first time we've seen Kayla Bear in there for a while. Missed a block earlier in this set and went out for a bit. But she's really going to have to play well to justify her being in the lineup.
Wetterstrom serve. This time the pass by Rollins, a bad pass. McGraw is going to have to scramble. That one's going into the stands. And an ace for Sydney Wetterstrom. And in the interests of the game, McGraw, not injured, almost going sliding right into the stairs there.
And that was a huge break for the Wolverines. They have the lead again.
Wetterstrom serve, pass by Rollins. McMenamin in the set. Samity just spins it over. Dig by Welsh. Natalie Smith, the bump set. Pertovsky goes up, off speed. Too long. Point Minnesota.
And maybe she overthought that one a little bit too much. That was an off speed, but Nick, that didn't come anywhere close to landing inbounds. Just sailed over the line.
And May Pertovsky really struggling. A hit percentage of negative .071. 3 kills, 4 errors on 14 swings. She does have 2 aces, though. Kilkelly's serve, pass by Smith. Welsh, the set, Jones, and kill number 14 for Jones. Michigan first to 20 again.
Fantastic. Again, a really good set allows that play to happen. Found Jones with some daylight, and it's just easy if you have that much space and you're Paige Jones.
Now May Pertovsky. 2 aces already tonight for the freshman, and 1 error. Pertovsky's delivery, pass by Kilkelly. McMenamin and Taylor Morgan overpowering Jess Robinson at the net, and it is 20-all, and we're headed for another wild ending here.
Nick, as good as Robinson's played offensively, she seems to be just a step slow tonight in terms of blocking the ball.
Reagan Pittman returning to the game. CeCe McGraw's serve, the pass by Paige Jones. Is that an overpass? No. Welsh gets it up. Robinson! And Robinson still perfect on the swings. 8 for 8, 21-20.
A step behind, but that doesn't matter when you're hitting it as well as she has. Perfection. And I don't want to jinx it too soon, but we're seeing a great offensive performance by the freshman Robinson.
Katarina Rocafort serve. The pass by Adana Rollins. Bump set by Kilkelly. Spun over by Rollins. Diving dig by Jones. Welsh the dump attack. 22!
And it didn't work for her earlier in this set, but she gets it now. The signature dump by Mackenzie Welsh.
As
possibly the hallmark of the Michigan offense. When they need a big point, they turn to Welsh.
And Hugh McCutcheon calling his second timeout. 22-20. Rocafort on the service line. Where have I heard this before?
Couldn't
Couldn't have been all that long ago. My memory
I
doesn't
don't think
stretch back
so,
that
Nick.
far.
Not too long ago. And I really liked how they responded coming out of that timeout called a little bit ago by Mark Rosen. I said I would have liked him to call it a little bit earlier, but nevertheless, it has seemed to work. Michigan 2 consecutive big points after the 20th. And it's getting a little bit nervous here, Nick, but I think they can do it.
As the Blues Brothers rings out here at the Crisler Center, I can see right across from us over there in the zone 2 children executing the floss perfectly, and I will pose the question that has been asked many a time by WCBN legend Nate Sorensen. How is it that every child under the age of 12 can floss perfectly and for an indefinite amount of time?
It is just unbelievable, Nick. They are so good at it. You know what I think? They're not understanding what the dentist tells them. The dentist tells them floss every day. And I think they took that the wrong way. They do floss every day, but not with their teeth. It's really some next level stuff we're seeing here, Nick. Blues Brothers, normally you do the Michigan little, fist up dance, but these youngins are flossing to the beat here.
It's staggering. I was once at a Cleveland Cavaliers game last spring, and
I'm sorry, Nick.
No, for the for the introduction, where the players were getting introduced, they had lines of kids, and every single one of them was flossing. They flossed particularly emphatically when LeBron James was introduced, obviously. But Rocafort's serve, this time the pass from Kilkelly, McMenamin, Pittman, and Minnesota gets back in.
And even though they got the job done right there, their passes off of the Michigan serves have not been up to standard for the Golden Gophers. That's one reason Michigan has been so effective.
And now Shea Rubright steps into the game. This has happened before with whenever Stephanie Samity serves, Bailey McMenamin comes out of the game, and Minnesota's operating without a setter. Now Samity's serve, the pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, sliding, Jess Robinson, tipped, point Michigan, 9 for 9, 23-21.
Huge point for Michigan and for Robinson. It seems like it's automatic at this point, Nick.
And Paige Jones behind the service line. Jones's delivery, the pass by Kilkelly at the ankles, set by McMenamin, and Pittman flashes it across, and Minnesota keeps pace, 23-22.
And that was a hard hit serve by Jones, but a fantastic job by Kilkelly. A really crisp pass, and that set up the point for the Golden Gophers.
All right. If there's ever a point where one play means more than the entire game, this is it. Adana Rollins serve, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, back row, Jones, kept alive by Rollins. That was Samity, rather. Spun over by Hart, diving Dig Smith, and not able to get it up in the air, 23-all.
And that is something you need to have. Not the easiest play, but Jones needs to get there. And if she does, you'd like to think Paige Jones isn't going to miss twice in the same point. The Golden Gophers have tied it up. This is one heck of a set, Nick.
Now Adana Rollins, 23-all. Rollins serve, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, Wetterstrom, down it gets, set point, here it comes.
Bang! Bang, that was a good play by the Wolverines. A good, decent enough pass to Wetterstrom. Wasn't the prettiest, but it got the job done, and she hammered it home. Michigan 1 point away from putting this set 2 away.
Natalie Smith with the set on the line, the pass by Rollins. McMenamin, Hart, blocked Pertofsky, inbounds, set, bang! Go Michigan's way!
Michigan!
25-23.
They're up 2-0. What a set from the Wolverines. They have come to play. They have come to do their thing. Fantastic job by the Maize and Blue.
And 2 tight sets, 25-22 and 25-23. Michigan leads Minnesota 2-0. What a night.
Nick, this is the best I've seen this Michigan team play in our 2 years of covering the team, especially against such a good opponent. I mean, Minnesota is no slouch. Not only are they one of the best teams in the best conference, but they're one of the best teams nationally. Michigan really was not playing this well at all against anyone of Minnesota's caliber last year. Late in the season, they started to ratchet it up again. They beat Pitt in the tournament. They beat Navy in the tournament. They played very well against Texas in the tournament, but they weren't playing this well. And let me tell you, Minnesota's a lot better than those 3 teams I just named.
And this is between sets 2 and 3. The extended intermission now with Paige Jones up to 14 kills on the night on 31 swings. Jess Robinson a perfect 9 for 9. Mackenzie Welsh 30 assists. Sydney Wetterstrom 10 digs. Really been a team effort by these Wolverines tonight.
Really is. If Paige Jones keeps it up, she's going to have more kills than I had points on my essay assignment, Nick. Great job by the sophomore flamethrower. And Michigan really stepped it up. There were some times in that set where it really looked like they were going to lose their lead. There were a lot of momentum shifts, but Michigan was able to weather the storm, and that's the mark of a good team, Nick. A good team, no team for that matter, is perfect all of the time. No team always has the momentum. No team is going to have an outright lead for an entire game. But the best teams, Nick, even when they're not playing their best, they weather the storm. And then when a momentum shift goes on in their favor, they capitalize. That's what Michigan did, and that's why they're up 2-0.
And now with 4 minutes left in the intermission, Michigan, after tonight, doesn't exactly have the easiest follow-up. Sunday afternoon, they will get Saturday to rest, but Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock, they will play the 5th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers at Cliff Keen Arena. That will be myself, Gretel Payne, and Zach Corson on the call, and It is a little past the top of the hour. Ooh, we're late. And to remind you, you're listening to 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. And once again, I'd like to extend a thank you to Zach Corson for making this possible here.
This has been a fantastic game for the Wolverines, Nick. I'm so happy and so proud to be able to bring you this coverage with WCBN. Nick, we got to be thanking you, too. Nick is the hardest working man in Michigan student sports radio. The passion, the enthusiasm, the drive, and the dedication is unmatched. Nick, I'm happy for you. You've been calling every single volleyball game for 2 years now, interviewing almost every player, following every storyline, bringing the people what they want, and it's great to see this explosion from the team, and it's fitting that Nick Hornberg is here calling this match. And Michigan, you never want to think too far ahead, but they are now just 1 point away from, one set win away from closing out this match.
And the Wolverines have returned to the court, and really an outstanding performance tonight, especially when you consider Corey Crocker, who in this day and age in college volleyball is a unique player and the only one of her type on this Michigan team, a dedicated middle hitter and blocker, is not here.
Yeah, she hasn't been here.
She is here. She's just in sweatpants and not wearing the shoes.
Not in uniform, I guess we should say. But she's been so good, and she's such a key piece to Michigan's success, Nick. And she's not even on the court. Michigan is coming to play. They have raised their level of play to their opponent. They have been up for the challenge, and you got to attribute that to coaching as well. Mark Rosen is getting the best out of his players tonight. Same with Lisa Rosen. It's really a team effort. But really just congratulations to everyone all around so far. But you ain't done yet. You ain't done yet. But as good as Minnesota is, regardless of what happens, I'd like to think that Michigan is going to go down swinging here. And they've been full throttle so far. I cannot wait for the next minute to get by and for play to resume.
And now Alex Shee will depart the broadcast as Adam Rich looks like he will return momentarily. Less than a minute to go until the start of the third period. And looks like they will be alternating the third period as the Wolverines retake the floor at the start of set 3 as we welcome Adam Rich back to the broadcast. All right, Adam, I don't mean to set unreasonable expectations for you, but when Alex came on at the start of the second set, fire was being breathed.
Look, all I got to say is fire is being breathed down on the court right now by this Michigan team, but you know what the best part is? We got the A team back on the call with apologies to Alex. He's not paying attention over there. He's trying to work the computer. No worries. No, but for real, this Michigan team, I mean, I do wish there was a little bit better of a crowd tonight. I think the crowd against Penn State was better, but boy, are those who came out being rewarded. And the Michigan team, I don't think I've seen them more eager to come back out this season. I mean, they look fired up. And, you know, on the other side, Minnesota, they look like they're trying to stay motivated, give each other high fives, keep those dance moves going, but it just looks fake. It looks like a cover. It looks like that kid posting on social media to cover for the kind of bad time they're having at this concert. You know, the kid at the concert who posts all the videos of them dancing when really they're not dancing at all. They're just there to show that they showed up. This Minnesota team tonight has just kind of showed up because they had to show up. I mean, where has the fire been on the Minnesota side? Nowhere near the intensity that the Wolverines have come out with tonight.
All right, Sydney Wetterstrom's delivery. If Michigan wins this game, Wetterstrom's delivery now, the pass from McGraw, McMenamin, and Taylor Morgan. Quick first point for the Gophers. I was going to say, if Michigan is able to hold on this lead, onto this lead and hold off the Gophers, is it unreasonable to want Kayla Bear to get the last kill of the game against her hometown team, or against her home state team?
No, it's all about merit, and Jess Robinson and Paige Jones have been all on top of that tonight.
And Paige Jones with her first kill of the second set, right on cue off the set from Welsh. I believe that was off a pass from Sydney Wetterstrom.
It's that prophetic type of stuff. That's why you tune into WCBN for volleyball.
That's why you're on here. You did jinx Crocker, though. So
we keep it positive.
Pertovsky's delivery, the pass by McGraw. That one getting over McMenamin, keeps it alive barely, and a scramble play from Minnesota. Welsh the set, Robinson, and finally that perfect record ends. Hart out of, that was off a tip, but went out of bounds. Point to Minnesota, and, well, that lasted a while.
I mean, just getting back to May Pertovsky's serve, Paige Jones hits the ball hard. But Paige Jones doesn't knock defenders on their butt on clean first touches. I mean, May Pertovsky has been buffeting defenders like it's Pokemon trotting through the hail.
Rachel Kilkelly's serve, the pass from Jones. Welsh, the running set. Robinson comes right back. And it is 2-all as Rocafort will come in to serve.
Yeah, no doubt. And Jess Robinson, that's the confidence that has been instilled in her by this coaching staff, right back to it, no quit in that mentality.
And now Rocafort will stand in to serve. Rocafort's delivery, the pass from McGraw. Running set by McMenamin. Samity, dig by Smith. Bump set from Wetterstrom. Paige Jones.
Net touch Minnesota.
Net touch Minnesota.
Michigan.
Be interesting to see how, I'm honestly not sure how net violations are adjudicated. Is that an error for Minnesota, or is that going to be a kill for Jones? It's a kill.
I believe it's a block error.
It is. And Paige Jones is credited with a kill. Rocafort's delivery, pass by McGraw.
And that one was
McMenamin. Rollins blocked by Robinson. Dig by Smith. Now Welsh, the set. Jones off speed, blocked right back by Morgan Welsh. The set to Jones again, and this time the block not able to be recovered from 3-all.
And I thought Welsh had Robinson off of that one. Robinson jumped up. She would have been ready in time, perfectly in line with the set from Welsh. A one-on-one opportunity in the middle of the court with an opportunity to tool the block to the right. Nobody home on that side for Minnesota, but instead just, you know, one bad play by Mackenzie Welsh. She's human too, despite her excellence.
CeCe McGraw's delivery, the pass by Natalie Smith. Welsh, the dump attack, and
speaking of excellence,
there you are again. And the bow and arrow celebration on the bench. I have never seen that before tonight, and I love it.
It's a Michigan basketball thing. You know, when in Crisler, do as the Chryslers do, namely John Teske.
John Teske releases the wrong hand, though, it should be noted as. Paige Jones's delivery, the pass by Morgan. McMenamin, Samity back corner contact at the net. It goes out. Point Minnesota. Stephanie Samity did not get a single kill in set 2. And now the junior from Florida will serve.
I was going to say, that just speaks to the job this Michigan block has done. I thought Jess Robinson was a little slow at times, but making up for it with her offensive efforts.
Samity, the pass from Wetterstrom, the set from Welsh, back with Wetterstrom, and somebody in the net again. Minnesota. Just sloppy play at the net. And Wetterstrom's 5th kill. She's already got the hard part of a double-double for an outside hitter with 11 digs, the senior from Longmont, Colorado. As Natalie Smith's delivery, diving pass from Kilkelly McMenamin, and now Hart off the block, but cannot be kept in bounds by Welsh and Pertovsky. It's 5-all.
And I like the diving effort away from the play by Hammaker. But you know what I like even more? I like that hustle to join her teammates in the huddle. Michigan sports, the team on full display.
As now Adana Rollins' delivery. Pass from Wetterstrom. Welsh the set. Pertovsky, the short one, blocked straight back by Pittman and Hart.
And that time Michigan, just kind of a product of the formation they started out in because of the rotations. Really no hitters on the far side from us. It was only Natalie Smith there, and as a result, Minnesota able to bring several blockers over to the near side, stifling any semblance of an attack.
6-5 Minnesota. Adana Rollins the serve, pass from Wetterstrom. Welsh the back set, sliding Pertovsky, and McGraw's dig goes into the stands. Is that a high school volleyball team? I don't know.
I believe it is the Minnesota Friends and Family section, but there you see Michigan using the formation alignment to their advantage, sending Pertovsky into the empty space on the slide. Minnesota nowhere close to ready enough to stop that one.
Now Mackenzie Welsh's serve, too long and too left. And really, only the second big mistake we've seen from Mackenzie Welsh that's cost this team. tonight.
I think it'd be interesting to see Mackenzie Welsh try and dump on her serves. I mean, so successful from up close. I feel like she would just find a way. I mean, that's the type of player that Mackenzie Welsh is.
You would have to have the forearms of an Olympic athlete. Now Pittman's serve. Wetterstrom's pass, and that's a bad one. And Minnesota's out too. And Wetterstrom also only her second big mistake tonight.
Yeah, and you know, you can't get sloppy. Like, yes, there's a certain amount of luck that entails getting to this point against stronger competition, but the Wolverines have really been showing it off from a skill perspective. They've been great in all facets of the game. Got to keep it rolling.
Reagan Pittman serve, the pass from Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, Pertovsky tipped, and Minnesota's going to be able to keep that alive. Barely, Hart off speed, dig by Pertovsky. Welsh, back set. Wetterstrom now off speed, dig by McMenamin. Samity, the set. Now Hart off speed, dig by Pertovsky. Nobody wants to go with the fastball, except for Pertovsky. She does.
Prophetic. It's the, man, I'm blanking on the term right now, but the reverse jinx. I'm going to go Google this one real quick. I'll be back to you in a sec, Nick.
And top of the rotation back up. Minnesota up 8-7. Sydney Wetterstrom can tie it here. Wetterstrom's pass. And pass by Rollins. And Samity, dig by Welsh. Bump set from Smith. Jones pinching inside. Tries that curveball, but too far.
I thought that caught the edge. I mean, I thought that one with the top spin it had on it and the angle it came in at, I think that made it in. And, you know, it looks like Mark Rosen considering that one, but just figuring in the context of the game, better to save that one for later.
It's 9-7 Minnesota now. Mark Rosen looked like he was asking Sydney Wetterstrom and Natalie Smith if he wants to challenge that. Now the pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the short set. Kayla Bear inside that back line again. She's messed that up a few times, but she's got her fair share of punches in.
Yeah, and just watching the replay here on the video board, really the first one where she perfectly timed it. She's been early a time or two, she's been late a time or two, but that time right in step with the set.
And now Pertovsky served the pass from McGraw. McMenamin now to Hart, blocked by Kayla Bear and Jess Robinson. And Michigan knots it up at 9.
And how about that? Kayla Bear finding her rhythm here.
And May Pertovsky will serve again. Pertovsky's, oh my, way too long.
And the poor referee back there, I mean, talk about being elusive, needing to get out of the way of that one. A rocket in and around his midsection. Just sliding over the dance moves on display. You know what Shakira says, Nick, the hips don't lie.
Running backs aren't the only ones who need elusiveness.
Hit the hole hard.
And now Kilkelly's serve, the pass from Jones. Welsh, the set to Robinson, and Jess Robinson, her 11th kill of the night, and we're all even at 10.
And that one, McGraw, just needs a little bit more depth. Her feet just a little steady. She had creeped up a little too close to the net, you know, maybe expecting a tip on that one, but just get that depth and trust your footwork and your reaction time if there is a tip. You know, it's like hitting a baseball. You expect a fastball and you adjust for curveball. Same thing here. You expect a swing, adjust tip.
Rocafort serve, the pass from McGraw. McMenamin to Rollins, and it gets hit right back off the block, and the free ball given away by McGraw. Dig by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set. Jones blocked out of bounds. Michigan back on top, 11-10.
And there you saw it with the Michigan block. Expecting swing, adjusting tip, doing a great job to keep that one alive, and then Paige Jones, as she has all game, killing it. 16 on the match.
Rocafort, now the pass from Kilkelly. And now Samity, and Minnesota knots it up at 11. Natalie Smith getting picked on again.
And I know we've talked about how quiet Samity has been and how strong of a job the Wolverines have done in limiting her, but nonetheless they're getting involved. You got to let the game come to you, and I think this could be her time. And if she is able to be successful with that, I think Minnesota could really surge ahead here in this third set.
And McGraw's delivery, the pass from Hammaker. Running bump set by Welsh. Paige Jones is going to spin that, and again too far. And as you said, Samity's night a bit reminiscent of Johnny Parker a week ago, as she really had a rough game, but by the end, she got her fair share of hits in.
Yeah, no doubt. It's just settling into that flow of the game, but they're just a tough set. Jones adjusting her footwork a little bit too much to be successful.
McGraw's delivery tips the top of the net, pass by Hammaker. Welsh the dump attack, and it's even again.
And you know, with Welsh, the best part is no matter how often she does it, it still remains an unexpected play from her, that dump. It always happens in a crucial moment in the match, but no one ever seems prepared for it.
And Paige Jones straight into the net. And Minnesota back up 1, 13-12.
And, you know, if the Wolverines are able to pull this one out, it would be their first win over a top 25 opponent at home since early October of last year, so nearly 13 months looking to break that streak.
That was Purdue. Samity's serve, diving pass by Hammaker, but not to be controlled. An ace for Stephanie Samity as Minnesota now up 2.
Similar theme to what we saw in that second set. Kylie Hammaker being attacked. She's going to have to make a big play here on the first touch. This one should be coming right back for her.
Samity, high arcing serve, pass by Hammaker. This one gets up. Welsh, the dump attack again. Samity was ready for that one. And the free ball is just going to be given away. Hammered back by Mackenzie Welsh.
You know, setter's not really a position that you think of as a do-it-all player. We talk for the most part about Sydney Wetterstrom as someone who excels in all facets of the game, but Mackenzie Welsh, that quiet excellence, always on display.
Natalie Smith's delivery, and the pass from Kilkelly. Overpass! Wetterstrom puts it home, and it's 14 all.
And how about the finesse on that one for Wetterstrom? Recognizing the one-on-one opportunity with the block, but rather than hitting it directly into the block and trying to tool it, maybe giving Minnesota a chance, she did a great job to contort the ball and find the open space on the ground.
And Smith's delivery, the pass from Rollins. Now Rollins off contact from the block, and Jones and Smith caught flat-footed as it tucks inside the back line.
Yeah, you know, almost too good of a job by the block there, getting enough of that ball to make it competitive, but not enough to get it in the vicinity of those players. They had made their initial reads towards a ball that they thought was getting over, but just off the edge of those fingertips, finding its way down. The
scoreboard is a little bit confused here at the Crisler Center as Mark Rosen calls his timeout. There we go, Minnesota 15-14 as some wrangling over the second headset. I don't know what's going on here, guys, but Alex Shee rejoining the broadcast here. Minnesota up 15-14. This game has been wire to wire all the way through as the set lead for Michigan not reflective of the balance of play, really.
Yeah, this is true, Nick. It's really been a fantastic match so far. I mean, we saw this, I think it was about almost a week ago against Penn State from the Wolverines. Even though they lost that game, the match, and they lost 3-1, it was an incredibly close game throughout. I mean, every game came down to at least 3 points in terms of the margin of victory for both of the teams. And it's similar. It's a similar match today. Has a similar feeling, although this time it's Michigan that's jumping out to the early lead. And even though Minnesota leads this set, Michigan has been playing well. Like I said just a bit ago, it's not about how much of a lead you get to, Nick. It's about can you weather the storm. That's what the great teams do. And Michigan, if they do that today, it'll certainly be a great performance, one we won't forget for a while.
And we're 2 minutes from that time. It is Hockey Night in Ann Arbor on WCBN Sports 2. Listen to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan hockey versus 18th-ranked Western Michigan starting at 7:30. Charlie Goodwin, David Kramer, Amir Bektis, and Ryan Buckman will be on the call. You can go over to them once we're done with this game here, obviously.
What a weekend for Michigan sports, Nick.
As Adana Rollins, with her team up 1 in a crucial third set, sends it on its way. The pass from Kylie Hammaker. Welsh, the back set, sliding Pertovsky, and that's about as clean a block as you will see from Alexis Hart and Reagan Pittman.
And Nick, even though Corey Crocker is not in the game right now, you can see her presence on the Wolverine bench, coaching up and giving some good tips to the young middles, Pertovsky and Robinson.
Adana Rollins serve the pass by Hammaker. That one a little too close to the net, and Welsh just trying to throw that one over, but another block for Minnesota, 17-14, and Mark Rosen quickly going to burn his second timeout.
Nick, this is the largest lead Minnesota has had since the very beginning of set number 1. This is absolutely crucial. Michigan riding the wave of momentum would be they need to capitalize right now. something tells me that if the Gophers can win this set, they're going to have to take it to 5. But last time up in set number 2, Michigan responded really well and came back from 2 points down after Coach Rosen called a timeout. If they can do that again, it would be absolutely monumental in trying to wrap this match up and winning this crucial must-win third set.
As couldn't agree with you more on that. Mark Rosen absolutely knows that he has an opportunity with a wounded top 10 team right in front of him at home, has an opportunity to put them away right here with one more strong extended push from his team. And it's not unfair to say if Minnesota takes this set, the game is entirely flipped on its head.
It really would be. It's a whole new ball game. If they can wrap this one up, they need just 8 more points, and they already have a 3-point lead over the Wolverines. The time is now for the Gophers to rise up and get themselves back into this ball game.
As Adana Rollins, Minnesota on a 3-0 scoring run. Rollins will serve for a 3rd consecutive time. Rollins serve, pass by Hammaker, running set by Welsh to Wetterstrom, who just bends it over, kept alive by McGraw. McMenamin, now Pittman off the block, dig from Hammaker. Welsh, the set, Wetterstrom, and block straight back, dig by Welsh. Smith, the bump set to Wetterstrom again, and no tip out of bounds, point Minnesota, and it's 18-14, and Mark Rosen on his feet, begging for more from his team right now.
Oh, and it was so close, but that was a big, big point coming out of the timeout for the Gophers. They're now solidly in the driver's seat.
4-0 scoring run, pass from Hammaker. Welsh, the bump set, and Wetterstrom doesn't have a lot of options there. The dig from Samity. McMenamin, Pittman sliding, blocked by Pertovsky, kept alive by Wetterstrom, hits the pole though, and it's point Minnesota, and the Gophers suddenly running away with it.
And, Nick, I'm telling you right now, Michigan not looking good for them this set. But even if you can't win the set, just getting back in and have a little momentum boost is going to carry huge dividends in the next set.
Rollins serve, tips the top of the net, dig, pass by Wetterstrom. Jones back row, and in baseball, that is what you would call a stopper.
It is, and that one made it all the way to the 5th row in the stands over the Wolverines trooper, although Stormtroopers aren't really good at stopping anything, so would not expect him to come up with a catch right there.
And Mackenzie Welsh with the delivery and the pass from Rollins. McMenamin the bump set, and Hart just hammers it over the block. And Minnesota first to 20
and
for the first time tonight.
We haven't seen Hart do that in a bit, but from that corner position, she's just been deadly tonight. It's almost impossible to stop. She has enough room. And with as much force as she gets on the ball and authority, you're not going to stop it.
Lisa Rosen could be described as mildly irritated right now on the bench, as Reagan Pittman, one of the few middle blockers to serve in the Big Ten. The pass from Smith, and Welsh the short set to Bear, and it's 20-16.
That's big. Keep it going for the Wolverines. Like I said, Nick, just make this set competitive once again. And even though you might lose this set, Minnesota will be in a place where they almost lost the set. Not quite as comfortable as they would like.
Wetterstrom serve, an ace for Sydney Wetterstrom, and it's 20-17. That is a football score.
It is, and that just went right in front of Rollins. It was almost as if she had depth perception problems right there. Right in front of her, was getting ready to do it, and she just read that wrong. It was about 2 feet in front of her. She didn't read it, and Michigan steals an ace.
Wetterstrom's delivery, the pass by Rollins. McMenamin to Hart, blocked. Pertovsky kept alive, though. And a bit of a miscommunication. Hart just has to spin it off speed. Dig by Jones. Welsh, the short set. Bear again kept alive at the net. And now McMenamin. Samity, and too hot to handle for Smith. 21-17 Minnesota.
And that was a great defensive play by May Pertovsky. She had the block. That is a freshman going up against a senior, and a fantastic senior at that in Alexis Hart, who's been deadly tonight. But Pertovsky stood her ground.
McMenamin served, the pass from Smith. Welsh, the set. Pertovsky, the attack behind her, Minnesota's just going to have to give away a free ball. Pinching up dig by Smith. Welsh the bump set. Jones the attack. And Michigan escaping there after a massive defensive miscue.
And that was a fantastic backward serve by Mackenzie Welsh to the sliding bear, I believe it was. And even though it was dug up by the Gophers, it was a really well-hit ball off of the good serve, and they couldn't do too much with it.
Bertovsky's serve, the pass from McGraw. McMenamin, Morgan, after a play at the net, Wetterstrom's just going to have to give away a free ball. Dig by McGraw. McMenamin, Samity, and too hot to handle. Off the block, Bertovsky can't keep it under control. 22-18 Minnesota.
And that was a huge point for the Gophers, just when Michigan was starting to show some life and a couple really exciting rallies. They closed the door right there and now just need 3 points to get back into the match and win set 3.
Rachel Kilkelly's delivery tips the net. Pass by Jones at the knees. Welsh the back set behind Kayla Bear, but she goes off speed. And a net infraction called on Minnesota. Point to Michigan. No, a double contact instead.
And Nick, this point is unbelievably important. Even if Michigan doesn't win this set, to make it a 2-point set within the final 5 is just huge. Makes it a tight set and can go a long way in tiring out the opponent.
Roquefort's delivery. Pass by Kilkelly. McMenamin. Samity. Off-speed diving. Dig by Roquefort. Welsh the set to Jones. And Michigan into the 20s. Paige Jones. Kill number 20.
And they get it done, Nick. Point number 20 for the Wolverines. Kill number 20 for Paige Jones. And that forces a timeout. Huge by Michigan. They've clawed their way back into this set. And it's getting tight.
And it should be noted that Hugh McCutcheon, in case you couldn't tell by the mentioning that he is a New Zealand international, he is not related to Andrew McCutcheon, even though it is spelled the same, which is interesting.
Well, Nick, after knowing who Andrew McCutcheon is and taking one look at Coach McCutcheon, I think I could have told you that as well.
As a minute to go in the timeout, Minnesota up 22-20, and this set is going to come right down to the wire. Minnesota giving everything they can in this set to try and keep this game going. And Michigan hoping to send everyone home early tonight. Needs one final push and a defensive stand.
And Nick, it is a little bit of a young crowd tonight. I'd say the average age is probably close to that of elementary school, but they are getting loud. They are enjoying this contest,
Are we
contest,
including
Nick.
the band?
We're not including the band.
ages?
Their band, not. You know, while I'm at it, Nick, I've heard a lot of good stuff from the band right now. They're playing the final countdown right now. Where is this during the football games? It's unbelievable. One of the best collegiate bands in the country. And for the Michigan football games, they only play 5 songs. They play the darn fight song 3 different ways. They play Let's Go Blue 2 different ways. And then they do the Blues Brothers. They don't do anything else. We need some more diversity in their song selection. Good job tonight by the band. They've really came to play and are making the football band look quite foolish, if you ask me.
Not everyone can be the hockey band, Alex. As
they
Roquefort serve, diving pass from McGraw. McMenamin, the set. Rollins, sliding dig by Smith. Welsh, the set. Robinson, and it's a 1-point set.
And
Yes, Robinson's 12.
I don't care if they win the set, Nick. They are playing well. The momentum is in their favor. And even if I keep saying Wisconsin because they play them on Sunday. If the Gophers win this set, Michigan's coming all the way back and making them look foolish.
Roquefort serve, the pass from Rollins. McMenamin to Samity. Dig by Roquefort. Is that going to allow for a second ball? No, it will not. And Minnesota 23-21. Michigan has been in the situation Minnesota's in twice tonight. Both times they've pulled away. Can they deny the Gophers that? As CeCe McGraw will now serve. McGraw's delivery, the pass from Natalie Smith. Welsh, the set. Jones off speed, kept alive by Pittman. A bit of a scramble play for Michigan. Samity blocked by Jones. And now Pittman will set, will go to Samity again. Tipped at the net, dig by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set. Jones strikes the net. A mishit from Paige Jones, and it's set point for Minnesota.
That was so close, Nick. She hit the net pretty soundly, but If it was just elevated enough, she had the perfect lane in front of her. A lot of free real estate, which is hard to come by, especially against the Golden Gophers. That was a huge point, and now just one more point needed by the Gophers to send this game to a 4th set.
As Mark Rosen able to take another timeout for no reason, as we're at another 90-second stoppage of play. Paige Jones has had 43 swings in this game. That alone is staggering. Even more staggering is the 20 kills she got off of it, a hit percentage of .326. 20 kills and 6 errors.
Yeah, she's been fantastic tonight for the Wolverines, Nick, but really everyone's pitched in. I mean, Wetterstrom has been unbelievable defensively tonight. On that last point, she had a really, really good dig. And that's what Michigan needs when Natalie Smith is struggling a little bit this game. Hammaker has struggled, but Wetterstrom, being the senior leader that she is, picking up the slack, showing her teammates that she's got their back and willing her team to try and get through set number 3. And they were down by 4 pretty late in the set, but Michigan has not given up. And you'd like to think they win this point right here to at least make it a 3-point margin of victory. But I really liked what I've seen from the Wolverines. They have shown fight in this match and in this set.
As Cece McGraw serving set point for the Gophers. McGraw's delivery, the pass by Jones. Welsh, the set to a sliding Jess Robinson. Was that tipped? No. An attack error for Jess Robinson. Minnesota takes set 3 by a score of 25-21. And as we have alluded to, this game has completely changed.
Oh, Nick, it is far, far from over right now. Think about it like a completely new match. Michigan does not have too much room for error. And if they do give up this 4th set, all the momentum will be with the Golden Gophers. You'd like to think they can eke it out in the shortened set number 5.
And like to give an update here from Yost Ice Arena, because obviously all of you are waiting to listen to WCBN sports coverage of Michigan hockey after you're done with us here. Michigan, 5.5 minutes into the first period, has scored the first goal of the game, an even strength goal. First goal of his collegiate career, Johnny Beecher, assisted by Luke Martin and Jack Becker. And John Beecher and Jack Becker now co-lead the Wolverines in points with 4 apiece. The opposites of each other, or the reciprocals, I suppose would be more proper. Beecher, 1 goal, 3 assists. Becker, 3 goals, 1 assist.
Nick, I was pretty spot on, if I do say so myself, last year, and the player I picked to be the most improved player for the Wolverines, Dakota Raby, was on arguably the best line for the Wolverines late in that season, along with Griffin Van Wy and Nick Blankenberg at times, if I'm not mistaken. But
it was Dakota Raby, Garrett Van Wy, and Nolan Moyle.
You can't really win most improved player if you're a freshman, and Raby really elevated his game. So I'm going to give myself the W on that one. And are you ready for it, Nick? The world premiere of Alex Shee's most improved player for the Michigan Wolverines hockey team in 2019. It's a player who I also believe to be already the most valuable team. I expect him to break out as a true star and go-to player for the Wolverines. That's Jack Becker. Jack Becker played incredibly well, playing incredibly high minutes as a freshman in the top-notch games against Notre Dame in the NCAA tournament, against Boston in the NCAA tournament, and he really came to play and blew me away with the presence he had as just a freshman. Last year was a bit inconsistent, but this year I think he's going to be very consistent. I think he's going to be one of the go-to guys for the Wolverines, who's going to really feast on those rebounds for the Wolverines, play well in front of the net, and he's going to be a senior soon. He's a junior already, an upperclassman. I think he's going to come to play, and he's going to make his name known around the league.
Becker, a junior from Delwood, Minnesota, as well as a Boston Bruins draft pick. And we have a second goal from Crisler Arena less than 2 minutes later. Nolan Moyle assisted by Garrett Van Wy and Dakota Raby, and there's that line again. As I was saying, Jack Becker was Alex Drain's pick for breakout player last season. Here's to hoping Drain was just a year early.
Yeah, well, I maybe a bit early. I mean, I think he was still good last year, but I think this year he truly shows the biggest improvement. And, you know, maybe he won't show his improvement as much as other players, but he's just going to mature into a star, I believe. And that line's so good last year. Nolan Moyle, I mean, you could argue that's still the best line for the Wolverines. They're hounds out there, Nick. They play hard every single time. And forget about skill. Hockey's a game about heart and intensity, just like any other sport, but especially in a game as physical as hockey, it really matters. And those guys are almost like flying squirrels out there. They're scrappy, Nick, but they get the job done.
I'm falling in love with the Beecher, Becker, Lambert line, but now set 4 underway. McMenamin serve, the pass from Sydney Wetterstrom. Welsh backpedaling set. Kayla Bear hammers it through her home state team's defense, and Michigan takes the first point.
And a really great job. Again, so much of volleyball, the setter is almost like a floor general out there throwing dimes into tight windows and making their receivers, so to speak, open.
Wetterstrom's delivery running. Bump set from McMenamin. Hart, too long, out of bounds. Point Michigan. An attack error from Alexis Hart, who has really just played a clean game so far. Only her 3rd error on 25 swings. And Wetterstrom will serve again with Michigan up 2-0. Wetterstrom's delivery, pass from Hart, set by McMenamin, goes back to Hart, off speed, dig by Welsh. Smith, the set to Pertovsky, and it gets down, and it is 3-0 Michigan.
And Nick, you never want to get too far ahead of yourself, but I think the time for Michigan is now. They have to keep their foot on the pedal, and this is when you can get a big, comfortable lead, so that way when you start slowing down a little bit, you're still going to walk away winning the match, winning the set.
And the bump set from McMenamin. Samity is just forced to spin it over, and that's out of bounds. Another error for Minnesota. And Hugh McCutcheon burns his first time out immediately.
And he needed to do that. You need to get on the right track here. Minnesota, even though they got themselves back into this game, they have 0 margin for error. I mean, really, there's no room for that. Michigan has them with their backs against the walls in this 2-1 lead, and they've come out firing 4-0. The Gophers looking a bit flat, and Nate, I don't want to be that guy, but I kind of did say at the end of the set, regardless of who wins it, if Michigan gives the Gophers a run for their money, that they have the momentum swing regardless of the result, and that's what showed so far today. Michigan really playing well early, 4-0 lead, and the Gophers just haven't been at their best. Some errors early on in losing the first couple points.
Why am I seeing Wetterstrom has a better arm than Shea Patterson on our game
notes?
I
mean, at the beginning of the game, obviously you couldn't see this because this is a radio broadcast, but the Michigan players throwing mini volleyballs into the crowd, and let me tell you, Sydney Wetterstrom has a rocket. Yeah. I mean, I think she could complete some passes.
I've been impressed by Natalie Smith's arm, too.
Oh, yes.
Should be noted, Wetterstrom is also 2 inches taller than Shea Patterson.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Shea Patterson would be an all-world talent if he could, if his arm extended more than 20 yards in the air.
As
we're not supposed to call out Michigan athletes here, but
Adam, you're off mic. You're off mic right now. But could Sydney Wetterstrom make it as a pocket passer? Do you see her standing in the pocket?
I mean, are you kidding me? You've seen the athleticism. I think she'd be more of a dual threat, Nick.
I mean, Nick, she's a better athlete than Tom Brady right now, Eli Manning and Peyton Manning at their heights. So.
As the pass from McGraw. McMenamin, the block from Kayla Bear just barely gets over. And a scramble play, and everyone out of system. The set from McGraw. Hart just spins it over. The dig by Jones. Welsh, the back set to Pertovsky, and gets under it again. And Minnesota finally gets their first point. And Minnesota getting out of jail, just barely putting Kayla Bear's block back over the net.
Yeah, Nick, and even though Pertovsky has played well defensively and in the service game, she has not done well with her kills, and she's overthinking it.
Kill Kelly, passed by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, Pertovsky blocked straight back by Morgan and Rollins. Minnesota making a little bit of a run back.
And this is another crucial point right here. A 2-point lead is so crucial. You don't want it to get under that. Michigan starting 4-0 and get back on track.
Kilkelly serve, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set to Jones, and Paige Jones, kill number 21. It's 5-3.
And that was a firecracker off the hands of Paige Jones. Kilkelly dove for it. She couldn't get there for the dig, but it almost looks like she trapped that under her. Maybe she did have control with the new rules. I think that would be ruled a catch.
That would have been a catch?
I don't think she did a football move.
Pertovsky served too far. Service error as now Minnesota gets that free point back. And it is 5-3 in favor of the Wolverines. As Cece McGraw, sophomore from Prior Lake, Minnesota, 5'9", a little tall for a libero as well. Delivery on its way. The pass from Paige Jones. Welsh, the set on the move. Robinson blocks straight back. Dig by Welsh. Smith sets it to Jones again. Off speed. Tipped at the net. McMenamin, the set. Samity and Welsh gets it up in the air. Wetterstrom hurdles the chairs but can't get to it. Point Minnesota.
And wow, you love to see the heart and hustle right there by Wetterstrom, but there's an extent where you almost just don't want to risk any injury. That was a little bit scary. Had to take an awkward little hop to avoid banging into one of the chairs or even worse, hitting one of the front row spectators right there. But, regardless of how dangerous that was, again, that's just so inspirational. A senior leader going all out like that, sacrificing her body just to try and win the point.
And stoppage in play for a reason.
They were wiping down the court. Not sure why it's continued, but here.
All right, here we go. The whistle plays. They're ready to continue. Sometimes I don't understand stoppages. McGraw's delivery, pass by Jones. That one may have been going out. Welsh, the bump set. Jones pinches up, and the curveball out of bounds. Point Minnesota. It's even at 5.
It was inches, Nick. It was inches, but you'd like to see Jones take that chance every time with all that real estate near that left sideline.
Minnesota on a 3-0 scoring run. This last set and change really showing why they are the number 7 team in the country. McGraw's delivery, the pass by Jones. Welsh, the set on the move. Jones calling for the tip, and no tip given. Point Minnesota. Mark Rosen reaching for that challenge card, and here it comes.
All of the players, the second that flag was raised, motioned over to Coach Rosen, wanting him to challenge. That is exactly what he'll do. And Nick, we'll see if we can get a good view on this here from the video board.
If the call stands, it is 6-5 Minnesota. They will have completely come back and gone ahead on a 4-0 deficit. And what is going on here? I didn't see anything. I didn't really see a big change of motion, but I'm also way up here.
Yeah, Nick, I didn't either. And they're not showing it on the Jumbotron. Usually not a good sign.
Volleyball, they never show it on the big
They don't. Well, pretend I didn't say that, but
it really is a disservice. It makes life more difficult for the referees to me, because you see, like, referees, when you don't see the play as a fan, you see the referees stopping the game. You don't know what decision they're going to make. You don't know what is causing their decision making. How many hockey games have we seen where there's just been a review and the call is overturned? There is a tip. Point to Michigan. And Paige Jones gets kill number 22 as Katarina Rocafort comes into the game.
Fantastic job by Jones right there. And good job by the Michigan players convincing their coach to challenge that play. Obviously, it worked out for them. Finally, Michigan wins a challenge today.
You know you've succeeded as a coach when you can trust your players in that situation. As Rocafort stands to serve, the pass from Kilkelly. And now Rollins, no tip, out of bounds, point to Michigan. 7-5 now in favor of the Wolverines.
That's a big 2-point swing right there. 3-point swing, I should say, as Michigan gets that 2-point lead right back, 7-5.
Now Rocafort serve, the pass from Kilkelly. McMenamin, Samity, and Minnesota gets a point back in an emphatic way. Stephanie Samity, 9 kills.
Kilkelly, already a pretty interesting and exciting last name. from Shakopee, Minnesota.
You cannot get more Irish than Kilkelly.
Kilkelly and Shakopee. These are fun names.
The only names here more Irish than Kilkelly is McMenamin, as Samity's serve passed by Hammaker. Welsh the set, cross court, Jones off speed, dig by Samity. McMenamin, now Pittman, dig by Wetterstrom. Michigan out of system, bump set, cross court by Welsh on a dime. Minnesota able to keep it alive though, and Rollins diving dig, Wetterstrom. Welsh, the bump set, cross court again, Jones off speed, and Rollins keeps it alive. Overpass, put home, Paige Jones, and Mackenzie Welsh, 3 perfectly placed out of system sets.
Nick, what a dig by Sydney Wetterstrom. She is putting the team on her back defensively. Such athleticism, fantastic job keeping that point alive, and in crunch time, Michigan gets it done.
14 digs for Sydney Wetterstrom. Paige Jones' serve, the pass at the knees from McGraw. McMenamin to Rollins, and cannot be gotten up in the air by Smith. It is 8-7.
That was a rocket.
As Adana Rollins serving for the Gophers. Rollins serving from the right side. The pass from Hammaker just popped up in the air. Diving set by Welsh. Wetterstrom has to give that one away. Now McMenamin to a sliding Pittman. Strikes the top of the net and then nestles in front of Paige Jones, and it's even at 8.
And it looks like Paige Jones was in the right position, but that hit just got enough of the net to throw Paige Jones off a little bit. It landed right in front of her, and that's one the Michigan Wolverines want back. Not a good first pass by Kylie Hammaker.
It's 8-all. And Adana Rollins the serve. The pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh is going to have to set that one on the run. Jones back row. Dug out by McGraw. McMenamin to a sliding Pittman again. This time Hammaker keeps it alive. Joust at the net. Won by Minnesota, but Michigan to get in system. Welsh. Jones back row. Kept alive. Rollins. McMenamin. Now Hart off speed. Dig by Hammaker. Way up in the air. Welsh the set. Wetterstrom kept alive at the net. Now Pittman blocked. Jess Robinson and Sydney Wetterstrom. 9-8 Michigan.
They get it done again. What a good rally. Nick, this is such an evenly matched game. Both teams playing so well. Minnesota, a fantastic team. Michigan rising to meet them. And that was an emphatic way to win that hard-earned point. Michigan now leads by 1.
Natalie Smith behind the service line. Another left-sided server. Smith's delivery, the pass from Rollins. McMenamin. Pittman blocked again. Minnesota now jousted the net. Off-speed Pertovsky dug out by McGraw. McMenamin. Now Hart off-speed. Sliding dig. Hammaker. Welsh set on the move. Wetterstrom blocked straight back by Pittman and McMenamin. And it's 9-all.
And this is a really, this is going to be a really hard-fought set, Nick. I can almost guarantee you it's going to come down to the last few points, even closer than the last couple sets we've seen today.
And Reagan Pittman serving from the left side. Pittman, high arcing serve, pass by Wetterstrom, off target, and it's going to be a bump set by Smith. Wetterstrom forced to just give that one away. McMenamin, now Hart, and just tucks inside. Point Minnesota. The Gophers in double
just barely stayed in, and Michigan has played well, but this set they've really started to struggle with their passing, an issue we've seen from them all season, and this is not the right time for their passing struggles to resurface.
And Pittman, high arcing delivery, pass from Jones. Welsh, the short set, Pertovsky blocked by Taylor Morgan.
And this is a big momentum swing we're singing, Nick. Michigan needs to win a point back right here.
And now Reagan Pittman stands in. Pittman's delivery, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, Wetterstrom pinching up, blocked and kept alive by Hammaker. Welsh, the bump set, Wetterstrom again. This time Pittman keeps it alive. Overpass, put home, Wetterstrom, point Michigan.
Yeah, I think that might have hit the scoreboard, Nick. That went sky high. Wetterstrom able to hit it home. Michigan, a well-deserved point. They needed that one, but Nick, Meg Pertovsky is really struggling offensively. She has 9 errors today.
As Hammaker goes to the bench, Kayla Bear is in. Mackenzie Welsh's serve. And the pass from Rollins. McMenamin, Samity, back row, dig by Smith. That's going over, though. Dig by McGraw. Now Samity again. No tip, out of bounds. Point Michigan, it's 11-all.
Good job by Smith. Right place, right time. And even though didn't get it to a teammate, put the Gophers on their heels, they were unable to finish it up.
Now Welsh's serve. This time passed by Rollins. McMenamin, now Hart. Dig by Jones. That's going into the stands. And kill number 16 for Alexis Hart.
That was a hard hit ball. That one almost made it out over the student section.
And now Bailey McMenamin. Will serve for Minnesota. The pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the short set, Bear, blocked straight back, Taylor Morgan. And Minnesota back up again, 13-11.
Absolutely stuffed right there, but Michigan, as long as it's within a 2-point margin, lead margin, you know, you like to feel good about both teams' ability.
McMenamin's delivery, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the back set, Wetterstrom, and this time it gets down. The block not able to stay in bounds. Wetterstrom getting a bit of net luck there too. And it's 13-12, and I guess we're rotating again. Adam Rich is back on.
We keep you on your toes, Nick.
Wetterstrom's delivery, the pass at the knees by Rollins. McMenamin, Hart, inbounds, point Minnesota.
My goodness, has the Minnesota front been dominant thus far. I mean, yeah, the attacking has been impressive, but the defense has been spectacular. I mean, just unheard of stuff. Yes, the Michigan block was playing incredibly in those first two sets, but the Minnesota block has taken blocking to a whole new level.
Rachel Kilkelly, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, now Jones, out of bounds, point Minnesota, and all of the margin of error that Michigan earned through the first two sets slowly and surely draining away as Mark Rosen will call his first time out of the set.
Yeah, and, you know, the offense, they're just forcing it. I mean, Paige Jones, she's spectacular, but 54 attempts? I mean, that just becomes predictable. And in addition to that, when you finally start to mix things up, as they've tried to get back to later in this set, everyone's out of rhythm. Your timing is off. Just when you thought you were in that groove, your team starts feeding one player. And, you know, like I said, Jones, yeah, she deserves that type of volume, but not quite like this. I mean, everybody's got to play a role. You can't become one dimension as a volleyball team, because that's the moment where your confidence and your success starts to erode.
And we haven't seen Mackenzie Welsh with the dump attack in a little bit.
Yeah, it seemed like that was going to be a prime time for it. I mean, 1-point game, needing a little bit of a momentum swing. That is where Mackenzie Welsh steps up and, you know, just content to pass it off. Yeah, her team has been hitting pretty well as a whole tonight, but still the Minnesota block has been dominant, and that's the one way to keep them off guard. You got to keep them honest.
Although Mackenzie Welsh did say in an interview once with WCBN that you can check out on SoundCloud, WCBN Sports Radio, a lot of the effectiveness of the dump attack is contingent on her decision making. She only attacks when the middle blocker moves off the net. And Minnesota, Reagan Pittman has really been standing strong in the middle these last two sets, and Welsh, those are moments when Welsh where Welsh chooses not to attack. If she did, you'd see that hit percentage take a pretty big dip, but the issue is Jess Robinson hitting .733, still a fantastic effort from the freshman, but otherwise May Pertovsky hitting -125 on 24 swings. Wetterstrom is starting to get into a groove later in this game, but so far, Paige Jones, by far and away, Michigan's most effective hitter. And Kilkelly serve. That one goes too far. Service error. Michigan will take the free point when it's given.
And a dicey read by Wetterstrom from. Took a lot of guts to let that one go by, but the right choice as it barely eked its way out of bounds.
And May Pertovsky. Pertovsky, 2 aces already behind the service line. Pertovsky's delivery, and there's a third. 15-14 now, Minnesota. Pertovsky can even it up.
Yeah, May Pertovsky, despite these struggles earlier on, stepping up when it matters most, as the fans now kind of back into this one with that T-shirt toss.
Yeah, I would say that's more about the T-shirts than it is the ace.
Yeah, but, you know, they work hand in hand.
Pertovsky serve this time into the net, and You almost just threw something.
Yeah, that was a lot. I mean, look, I'm all for staying aggressive. You have to stay aggressive. If you get timid, you fail. But, I mean, just a recurring problem for this team, the service errors.
McGraw's delivery, pass by Jones, way up in the air. Welsh, the set on the move, back to Jones. Off tip from the net, kept alive by Kilkelly. McMenamin to Rollins. Wetterstrom, that hits the scoreboard. And point given to Minnesota.
And, I mean, again, there are 3 blockers shadowing Paige Jones. Work the other half of the court. They are cheating towards her, and I know that it's Natalie Smith over there, but you got to see that and go to the slide play. Expect a slide here, with that being said.
McGraw's delivery, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, Robinson in the net. They went to the middle blocker.
They had Kayla Bear on the slide. I mean, nobody was home.
It was blocked, by the way.
No, I know, but Robinson got stuffed in the middle. They had Kayla Bear on the outside if they went slide to her, but
Mackenzie Welsh, been a bit one-sided in her distribution the last 2 sets. McGraw's delivery, pass by Jones. Welsh is going to have to bump set that one on the run. Back row is Wetterstrom. McGraw diving dig. McMenamin now to Rollins and tucks inside that corner. Point Minnesota. Minnesota starting to run away with this one.
Yeah, things just spiraling here, and with that, Coach Rosen calling a timeout, trying to draw something up, but I mean, the intensity just hasn't been there. It's going to take one huge play, and you know, it does seem like we're going to a 5th now. I'll put it at that. I mean, Minnesota has been dominating this set, and with that, both teams are going to have an opportunity in the locker room. And we saw the first time these teams went in the locker room, it was actually Michigan that came out better. You know, they came out with that enthusiasm. Yes, Minnesota quickly whittled away at it and slowly built themselves into a relatively comfortable lead, but I mean, Michigan's got to get back to that. They got to get back to that enthusiasm that has driven their success thus far, because they have looked flat, both from a spirit standpoint and in terms of their footwork.
It should be noted that Natalie Smith has said in interviews in the past that going to the locker room adversely affects the team with the lead. Gives them time to breathe, which when you're out 2-0 and rolling the way Michigan was early on in this game, that's not good.
Yeah, you know, when that's the case, like you said, you just want to get right back out there. I mean, you have no quit because your adrenaline is running high, but that locker room visit serves to kind of quell that and level the playing field. And obviously today, not working out for Michigan, who happened to be in the lead in this one.
As the timeout drawing to a close, and Michigan's margin of error almost completely exhausted, as the Wolverines, with the opportunity to put away Minnesota in 3, not able to get it done, and all of Michigan's less than good tendencies coming back to hurt them now with the passing issues and the service errors. And CeCe McGraw now stands to serve. McGraw's delivery, diving pass by Jones, and an ace for CeCe McGraw, as Paige Jones been exploited on the serve late in games in the past by teams. Northern Arizona, Missouri, Dayton, and Nebraska come to mind, all with that tendency, as it's 20-14 Gophers. That is a football score. 5-0 run for Minnesota. This time the pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the short set. Robinson, another block, and kept alive by Robinson. Now Jones off the double block, block straight back. Dig by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set to Jones again, and Robinson just throws it over, and it gets down. And Michigan, getting out of jail, breaks the scoring run.
And finally, a good break there. Lucky to see that one fall down, but once again, the Minnesota block just flexing their muscles, and it's not like it's 2-person blocks up front. It has been one-on-one struggles that Minnesota has been taking pretty much every time near the net.
Roquefort's delivery is out. That was close. I thought that was down.
I mean, that's been the case with Roquefort tonight. She's had a lot of serves that they've been deep, but they haven't had quite the top spin to find their way down. And on the earlier ones, Minnesota taking them up with hits, but that one, smart to let it go by, find its way out of bounds.
21-15. Samity's delivery tips the top of the net. Pass by Hammaker. Running bump set by Welsh. Jones again, and this time she's forced to muscle it through. But, as we've alluded to, attack number 58.
And, you know, off of that, Paige Jones, a player used to shouldering the workload. She owns the Ohio State record for both kills in a match and kills in a season. So
53
it's something
in a
she's
match.
accustomed to, but obviously you want to see it mixed up.
Jones's delivery, pass by McGraw. McMenamin, the set on the run. Samity is just forced to spin it back. Dig by Welsh. That was a bit nervy. Bump set by Smith. Wetterstrom, diving dig by Kilkelly. And then Hammaker, the dig off the attack from Samity. Welsh, the set. Now Wetterstrom off speed. Diving dig Samity. And now Hart just spins it back. Dig by Hammaker. And Michigan in the net. Jess Robinson, a massive mistake. And it's 22-16.
That's a freshman mistake. It's those little things that are all the difference.
And now Adana Rollins with her team up 6, 3 points away from bringing this to a 5th set. Adana Rollins delivery, the pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the back set. Wetterstrom off the tip, and it's out of bounds. Point Michigan, 22-17. Wetterstrom, her 9th kill. And now Natalie Smith will serve. Been a bit of a rough game so far for Smith. Now Smith's delivery, the pass from Rollins. Moving set, and the block by May Pertovsky off the attack from Samity. Hart's just going to force it over. Now the dig by Smith. Welsh, the dump attack, and there it goes, 22-18.
And a little dicey on the back end. That tip up front actually threw Natalie Smith off because it wasn't like it was a major tip. It was a grazing of the fingertips. Nice slight little footwork adjustment. Better finish there by the Wolverines.
Smith's delivery, the pass, and now McMenamin to Hart, and off the block, out of bounds. Point Minnesota. Minnesota 2 points away from set 5.
Great job tooling the block. It was Michigan on the block. They were very tight on that one. Welsh and Jones, they did a great job staying connected on their jumps, so the only option there for Minnesota to tool the block and finding success with it was Alexis Hart.
And now Reagan Pittman to serve, and the pass by Jones. Welsh, the back set to a sliding Pertovsky, straight at Reagan Pittman. Samity the set. Hart is just going to crank it, and that's inside the corner over Smith. 24-18, Minnesota set point.
And I think that was the first slide we have seen, not just in this set, but in the last 2 sets coming out of the break from Michigan. Something that they could be very successful with and have been on the year, but just haven't been going to tonight.
And now Pittman's delivery. Diving pass by Jones, and that's just going to get down for a set-sealing ace. And Minnesota takes set 4 with growing leads, 25-18. And the Gophers, set score-wise, have really grown into this game. Michigan taking the first set by 3, taking the second set by 2. Minnesota taking set 3 by 4 and set 4 by 7. Gophers now with all the momentum going into set 5.
And a fitting end there to an increasingly brutal stretch of points for the Wolverines. And I mean, I hate to sound cliche with it, but you just can't have that. I mean, you have to be on top of everything, and it started like it has all season for this team with the passing. When the passing is crisp, everything else falls in line. But for whatever reason, when the passing is poor, yes, the offensive side of the game is naturally not going to come as easily, but their spirits seem to be disheartened, and the entire game plan, it doesn't necessarily erode, but it slowly, slowly whittled away at, which is a synonym for erode. So you know what? We're just going to roll with erode on this one. The game plan erodes. The team just kind of loses its confidence, and it manifests itself on the defensive end of the court as well in terms of blocking. And, the Minnesota block there just looking infinitely better than the Michigan one, and a lot of that goes back to these ideas of momentum and these ideas of confidence. And, you do have to rely on what you've been doing in practice all year, and I hope that's what we'll see from both sides here in what should be a competitive, re-energized 5th set, but we didn't see really any of that from Michigan in the last 2 sets.
And 2 minutes to go until the start of set 5. And this is the time to remind you, you're listening to 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor here at WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan volleyball here at the Crisler Center, as Minnesota's players back out on the court. And if I were them, I'd be anxious to get started too, as now it's the Wolverines in their home stadium who are on the back foot. A home stadium that is actually quite empty, as Michigan, a pair of hard-fought set wins to start this game, and then a hard-fought third set loss, and then really a meltdown at the end of set 4. Really, the 2 set wins at the beginning have really obscured the fact that Natalie Smith and Kylie Hamaker both have endured rough nights on the defensive end.
Yeah, no doubt. And part of that has been Minnesota just attacking Hamaker. But then for Smith, you know, she had been great these past few weeks, really taking command of this defense, particularly in the back row. But, you know, it's those struggles that you think you have ironed out that always tend to manifest themselves in big plays when the pressure really ramps itself off on you. And this is for everybody, not just in volleyball. You go back to what's comfortable. And what's comfortable for Smith is being a little bit timid of a player sometimes and not asserting herself on the defensive side. And, I mean, it's like Jekyll and Hyde for this Michigan team with those 2 Natalie Smiths in terms of her aggressiveness and, respectively, her timidness.
And really, they've also seen issues pop up that haven't been issues all season. Sydney Wetterstrom, statistically the best passer on the team, had a few dreadful passes that led directly to aces in set 4.
I think looking at these numbers, yeah, sure, Michigan has 69 kills on the match, but more telling is the fact that they have 26 attack errors. I mean, inexcusable stuff.
As Michigan, relative to what they usually do, keeping pace on the service line, 7 aces against 9 errors, but Minnesota, by contrast, 6 aces to 3 errors. Minnesota also hitting .358 for the game. McMenamin serves straight into the net, and
announcer's jinx.
Okay, then. We're off in set 5, and for those of you who aren't familiar with the set 5 rules, set 5, they will play to 15 points. And once a team reaches 8 points, they will switch sides, and I don't know, but I'm going to guess that Adam and Alex will switch spots too, but Wetterstrom's delivery, and now the pass from Hart blocked by Kayla Bear. Now they go to Hart again, this time dug out by Welsh. That's an overpass, joust to the net, dug up by Smith. And a diving set from Welsh. Paige Jones thought she got that over the net. Robinson backed off, and another costly mistake by Michigan, and it's 1-all.
And just another freshman mistake there by Robinson. We saw her make one in the last set, and it kind of spiraled. Wolverines going to have to stop that here.
And Kilkelly serve, pass by Wetterstrom, up in the air. Welsh on the run, now to Jones, and the block out of bounds. And Michigan up 2-1 now. Paige Jones, kill number 25.
And I think the most impressive part there from Jones was not the swing, but her ability on the landing to have the instincts to duck as the ball was being blocked back. We saw in the first set, Sydney Wetterstrom got hit in the head by a block and a point given up, so Jones, good job avoiding it.
Rocafort serve, the pass from Kilkelly, running bump set by McMenamin, and now a dig by Smith off of Rollins. Welsh, the set, back row, Wetterstrom kept alive, McMenamin, and now spun across off a tip from Welsh. Now Welsh, back to Jones, off speed, tipped, and Minnesota's just going to give away. No, they still had an extra swing. I miscounted Samity off the set from McMenamin.
I don't know about that one. You know, Nick, I'm kind of with you. It's not that it was the block that you but it almost looked like 2 Minnesota players touched the ball while it was loose. I thought that one was going over, and it seems like the Wolverines do. I believe Coach Mark Rosen actually going to challenge that one as a result.
He just did. He still has 1 challenge left, I believe. Actually, he might have 2. So you get 3 challenges for the game, and then you get, if it goes to set 5, you get a 4th. I think this is only the 2nd challenge he's used.
Well, and then the first one, he actually got it overturned too, so, you know, Coach Rosen, a guy who is relatively restricted in his use of the challenges, so you would think with good cause here. I actually think every single challenge in this game has been overturned, namely the 2 from Coach McCutcheon earlier and then the 1 from Rosen.
That is correct. I think there's also been a review that also was overturned. Every time they've consulted the review, it has been overturned, and I've just jinxed that, but that is
naturally, but
that is secondary.
No, you know, just talking about reviews, it was funny. I was at an event earlier for journalism, and one of the guys speaking the question was, what was your favorite sports moment? Everyone was talking about the Olympics and these major events, and this one guy who is a Tigers beat writer mentioned the Armando Galarraga near-perfect game and the idea that in sports, anything can happen. And on top of that, just the importance that replay has taken on and just how, the direction of sports has really shifted because of that. That game, a true catalyst in the way of energizing replay, and replay going to play a big role here.
Armando Galarraga threw a perfect game. Just clearing that up right now. And actually, I think you could argue the thing that caused the imposition of replay in baseball was in the 2012 ALCS. I believe it was Johnny Peralta was clearly out at second base for the Tigers, sliding into second base against the Yankees. But there was no replay, and the umpire ruled safe. And the announcers looked at it and said he was clearly out, and Joe Girardi went to the press conference after the game and excoriated the umpire crew. And it goes to show you that when the Yankees complain about something, things change. As the call stood as...
It looks like it's actually going to be replayed because of that touch nature.
Yes, and it is a replayed point as it is 2-all. Once again, CeCe McGraw will serve for the Gophers. McGraw, one ace already tonight. The pass by Hammaker. Welsh, the short set. Robinson tipped at the net. Dig by McManaman. And now Samity, this time, gets the kill. No ambiguity over the number of touches there. 3-2 Minnesota.
And Samity settling in. She was poor to begin this one. Really only had 3 kills through those first 3 sets, but now all the way up to 11. Talk about feeding the beast.
Now McGraw. The pass by Hammaker. That's a bad pass and an ace for CeCe McGraw. And Hammaker again exposed. Unexpected. Hammaker has been a player that, when faced with adversity against Northern Arizona earlier in the season, came up with a few massive plays playing over Natalie Smith. Really the first time all season I've seen Hammaker struggle like this. McGraw's delivery. Pass by Jones. Another bad one. A bump set by Smith. Robinson forced to give away the free ball. Dig by McGraw. McManaman. Now Samity blocked, and Paige Jones and Jess Robinson, about as clutch a block as you will ever see, denying Stephanie Samity, and it's 4-3.
Yeah, the stars of the night for this Michigan team. I mean, these guys have been incredible to watch, and Mackenzie Welsh now just about 100 assists, back of 4th place all time in the Michigan career leaderboard.
And an ace for Paige Jones. A miscommunication between Rachel Kilkelly and CeCe McGraw, and it's even. And the flying T-shirts are back out. Because
that's what I like to see, Nick. Paige Jones, a prime-time player.
3
P
aces.
stands for prime time.
3 aces for the sophomore from Ohio. Another serve, another ace!
How does prime-time Paige feel to you, Nick?
I
think it's got sticking potential.
I like it, but we're not all that powerful. We might have to talk to Kyler Ludlow, maybe Mark
Hey,
Rosen,
Nick, that's
or maybe
okay, man.
the woman herself.
We have a direct link through WCBN, like 4th hand, to Kylie Hammaker, so we'll get it involved.
And Jones's delivery, diving pass by McGraw. McManaman, now Rollins, and the running dig by Hammaker. Welsh, the set. Wetterstrom gets it down. And Sydney Wetterstrom finally with the double-double, 10 and 15.
4 in a row for Michigan, huge. And, we here at WCBN love the Kirby eating meme. And the Wolverines have been inhaling like our boy Kirby these past few points.
Oh, you've broken Alex, Adam. Why have you done that?
I think the game has broken Alex. I think that was just, think about it like, a leak or your roof. It just slowly erodes a theme of the night, if you will. But the Kirby meme referenced the final straw, the final nail in Alex's volleyball coffin.
I would say that this call has gone completely off the rails, but truth be told, I think it came off at the end of set. I think we've been off the rails since the start of set 1, as Hugh McCutcheon, in the chaos of it all, took his timeout. And I believe in set 5, you're only allowed 1 timeout.
And, you know, that's a coach who's been there before. You talked about McCutcheon and all this experience he has. That's taking an assertive stance in the face of impending doom. You know, maybe those past few points, a foreboding of what's to come from Minnesota. So Coach McCutcheon trying to stop the buck.
You don't win the Big Ten in volleyball without fighting through a few games like this. Hugh McCutcheon, no stranger to this situation. Oddly enough, neither is Mark Rosen. He's seen quite a bit in 20 years. As Jones's delivery, that one way too long, and Minnesota gets the free ball back.
They iced her.
Sometimes it works, most of the time it doesn't. This time it did. As now Stephanie Samity to serve, and still a substitution pattern that I don't really understand. Bailey McMenamin coming out for Shea Rubright.
Yeah, Minnesota looking to go big, seeing how well it worked in that set before.
Samity's serve, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh joust at the net, and net violation by Reagan Pittman, point Michigan. And just a reminder, once a team, first team to score 8 points, the team switch sides. Now Natalie Smith will serve. Smith's delivery, and the diving pass from Kilkelly, spun over, blocked straight back by Pertovsky. That may not have been good for Michigan. And Rollins, the dig by Smith off the tip. Welsh, the set. Wetterstrom. Michigan calling for a tip, and they get it. 8-5, and we're going to switch sides here at Crisler. Alex is not moving, so Adam, is it you the rest of the way?
Well, you know, I felt like the Undertaker on that one. You know, I thought I was down for the count, but we saw the tip come in late for the ref. I had shut my eyes, kind of sloped down in the chair. Just a tough break there. You know, obviously in this position, you got to remain unbiased, but you can't help but root for some of these players who are your classmates, your peers. One of my friends is lab partners with Kylie Hammaker. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It doesn't speak more so to the excellence of the University of Michigan in regards to academics and athletics, excelling on both fronts.
At a spring game, in a game this spring, an exhibition game against Eastern Michigan, my father was in attendance. We walked out the door at the same time as Kylie Hammaker, and Smith's delivery, the pass, and barely kept alive. Samity forced to give away the free ball. Great play defensively by Samity. Welsh the set. Wetterstrom! No tip. Point Minnesota. And Natalie Smith denied an ace by a hair. And Alex is back.
And Nick, I'm really going through all of the emotions right now, but I have returned. This is getting real tight right here. And wow, I mean, it's been a great game to watch. I'm happy I've been here.
My heart rate has not dipped below 150 in 2 hours. And pass to the knees by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set. Jones spins it back, dive, and a block. And a free ball given away by Jones. McGraw with the dig. Pittman, the set, and a free ball given away by Minnesota. The dig by Smith. Welsh, the back set to a sliding. Pertovsky tipped. And is Minnesota going to keep it alive? Hart forces it down. Wetterstrom the dig. Pertovsky the set. Free balls galore. Paige Jones this time. Now Hart, dig by Smith. Welsh on the run. Back row. Jones into the net. That was Paige Jones' 60-second swing.
Wow, I'm speechless. This is getting intense in a hurry.
Rollins delivery, pass at the knees by Wetterstrom. Welsh, back set, Pertovsky in the net, kick save, Wetterstrom! And Pertovsky, the free ball, dug out by Rollins. And joust at the net, dig by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, now Wetterstrom off speed, throws it away, and free ball given away, Minnesota. Hammaker the dig. Welsh, back set, back row, Jones, kept alive, McGraw, Pittman. Free ball given away by Rollins. Am I going to survive this point? Dig by Hammaker. Sliding Pertovsky, kept alive, Rollins, Pittman, Hart, off the block, dig Smith, Welsh, Wetterstrom. Now the block, dig by Pertovsky. Welsh to set, Wetterstrom again, blocked. Point Minnesota, Wetterstrom crashing into the net post. the wildest point I have ever seen.
That really is. I have not been in attendance for a more intense playing point right there in any sport. And I've seen my fair share of live sporting events, Nick, but that was insane. That truly was. And it looked like the winner of that point was going to come away with the match. And now, even though it's tied, it just seems like the Gophers have the lead here. But what an unbelievable point that was for Sydney Wetterstrom, even though she got stuffed to end it. She made a kick dig. I mean, she is all over the place. It really is a courageous performance by this senior Wetterstrom. She's been unbelievable, and it's coming down to the wire. It doesn't get much better than this.
Well, we've already talked about Sydney Wetterstrom, the quarterback. How about Sydney Wetterstrom, the goalie? That kick save was Vizina caliber.
It was that was something special, Nick.
And it was ultimately for naught, as Wetterstrom taking on a double block, Minnesota on a 3-0 scoring run. And the last two sets in situations like this, Minnesota has pulled away. And better news at Yost, 30 seconds into the second period, Michigan now up 3-0. A goal from Nick Pastajov and assists from Jake Slaker, and in his first game back from injury, Cam York in a power play.
Nick, not to be mean to you, but I could care less right now. This is just such an unbelievable game in front of us. If you are not tuned in right now, drop what you are doing and stay with us for the rest of this unbelievable match between Michigan and Minnesota.
Demonstrating the importance of free balls. Welsh, the set. Pertovsky off of a set. I don't know if that was Pertovsky overreaching positionally or a bad set by Welsh. Either way, an easy block for Minnesota. And it's 9-8, a 4-0 scoring run when they needed it. Adana Rollins been dangerous behind the service line the last two sets.
And the game pace is really going to slow down, it seems like, these next couple points.
Rollins, the pass from Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set. Now Wetterstrom on the double block, denied again. And Welsh, I don't think I've ever seen Welsh wait the front set more in a single game.
No, I don't think so. It's getting really predictable, Nick. They really haven't been going to that slide play as much. I mean, there's a reason they're getting stuffed on what seems like the last 5 attempts.
And it's 10-8 Minnesota, pass by Jones. Welsh front set again. Wetterstrom blocked again.
And now it's do or die time. I mean, it's been the same thing the last 3 points in a row, Nick.
6-0 scoring run from Minnesota. Mark Rosen burns his timeout. Barring a review, that will be the final stoppage of play as Minnesota down 8-5 when they switched sides. Rattled off 6 straight points with no setter on the floor. Absolutely unbelievable effort by the Gophers to claw back from 2-0 down. As is that some Michigan basketball players? Yes, it is.
There are multiple Michigan basketball players in attendance.
I'm seeing Eli Brooks, John Teskey, David DeJulius. Not sure is that a player? Between
I don't think so.
Tall enough to be.
This is getting tight, Nick. I'm starting to get a wee bit nervous here. I mean, I guess I've been nervous the whole game, but
30 seconds left in Michigan's timeout, and it's been a different game for the last hour. Minnesota has been furious in their comeback. Michigan hasn't been able to stand up to it for most of the time since the start of the third set, as Mark Rosen giving out his last few instructions, and Adana Rollins will serve again. And if Rollins gets an ace here, that may effectively ice the game. Welsh's delivery, pass by Jones. Welsh, set, Pertovsky off speed, and that's the play you need. 11-9 Minnesota.
That was savvy right there from Pertovsky, but again, very predictable. The reason she had to do that was if she went for the fastball right there, it would have been the same exact result, stuffed. Now Kayla Bear comes into the game. She's been good tonight.
Michigan going big now. Kayla Bear with 7 kills. Now Welsh's delivery. The pass by Rollins. Set by McMenamin. Pittman off speed, diving, fingertip dig by Smith. And Jones back row, too far.
We might have a review there as Rosen gets up, but his players seem to believe it was out as well. That was it right there.
Oh, no, he's got the challenge card.
He challenges it. What a pancake right there from Natalie Smith. Unbelievable effort right there. Just stuck her hand under and kept the point alive.
That was Natalie Smith's 17th dig of the night. The first time, I think, all night that she's led the Wolverines in digs. It's been Wetterstrom all game long with 16. And this game has been absolutely bonkers. And I don't know. I thought it was out.
I mean, I thought it might have been in, but I truly cannot see. I'm probably, if I think it's in, that probably means it was out.
Paige Jones.
You know what? Maybe I'll say it's in. It was out. It was out.
Off the fingertip dig from Smith, Kayla Bear just put it up in the air. Jones, usually you just spin it over, but she just tried to hammer that over, and the call stands, point to Minnesota. It was out.
But still, that was a smart challenge by Coach Rosen, because even though you might know you were going to lose it, that gives a nice little break, a chance for Michigan to catch their breaths, and they need at least 2 consecutive points right here, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Worth noting, Jess Robinson is not in the game. And Reagan Pittman closed out set 4 behind the service line for Minnesota. Now Pittman, high arcing delivery, pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, Pertovsky. She may have mishit that, but got lucky. And Michigan into double digits, 12-10.
Yeah, that ball had eyes. Nick found the perfect spot. And Michigan, I said they needed two points in a row to stay in this game. I think this is, again, every point from now on is the most important point of this ball game.
And Wetterstrom's serve and overpass. Kayla Bear puts it back. And it's a 1-point set.
You said it, Nick. Bonkers. This is bonkers.
This game, and Wetterstrom serve. Rollins the pass. McMenamin the bump set. Hart's just going to have to throw it over the dig by Bear. Welsh, the back set, and the attack from Pertovsky. Not able to get a lot of muscle on it. Hart off speed, dig Wetterstrom. Welsh, front set. Jones!
Big! Major key! And we are all tied up, Nick.
And Hugh McCutcheon burning a timeout. I guess they did have another one. Michigan, a 3-0 scoring run. And is it fair to ask at this point? It's a silly question, but might as well. What is this game?
You know what, Nick? In American sports, we're too averse to the tie. We have this opinion that, this is America. We don't have ties. This isn't soccer, but I don't think I've ever watched a Michigan volleyball game more deserving of a tie. Both teams have put up incredible efforts here tonight. Michigan really giving it everything they've had. The Gophers doing the same to claw back into this game and come within the verge of victory. And both teams have just given us valiant efforts. No matter how the next 3 points pan out, Nick, both teams deserve to walk off this court with their heads held high. Unbelievable. I mean, this has been a fantastic game. This is what college athletics is all about. This isn't the big name football game we're going to see tomorrow. This isn't the basketball game. This is just pure college sports right here. These athletes aren't going to go on to make millions of dollars on big commercial deals or sneaker deals. This isn't a packed house with 110,000 people. This is just people that are here to witness the purity and the sheer excitement of college volleyball, and they've given us something unbelievable today.
When all is said and done at the end of this year, this is going to go down as one of the best Big Ten volleyball games of the season. Wetterstrom's delivery, the pass by Rollins, McMenamin the set, and Hart, it gets down. Minnesota back up 13-12.
And that was emphatic. This is getting so intense, Nick. That was a huge point coming out of the timeout, and the Gophers get it.
And Bailey McMenamin, sophomore from Niceville, Florida. With the serve, the pass by Wetterstrom. Welsh, the set, Jones takes on the double block. And Minnesota jousted the net, won by Jones! What's your appetite for extra points, Alex? Because that's all we have left to see here.
Much like double cheeseburgers with bacon, I'm not sure my heart would be able to take that.
Are we going to survive to the end of this game?
I don't know.
Pertovsky's delivery, pass by Rollins. Is that one an overpass? No. And Hart hits Welsh on the shoulder. Wetterstrom running bump set. And Jones is just going to give away the free ball. McGraw the dig. McMenamin. Now Hart tipped. Dig by Wetterstrom. Welsh running bump set. Back row. Now Jones pinching up. Dig by McGraw. McMenamin. Samity spins it over. Dig at the knees by Bear. And a miscommunication by Kayla Bear and Sydney Wetterstrom. Minnesota match points.
And we're going to talk a lot about that miscommunication, but really just a fantastic dig on that last play. I mean, this is just such high level of volleyball. Both teams are making some mistakes, but it's really fantastic.
Rachel Kilkelly to win the game. Pass by Jones. Welsh the set. Robinson. Dig by McGraw. McMenamin. Now Rollins blocked. Robinson. Overpass. Put back Robinson. Game over. Joust at the net. Robinson won it initially, and then it was thrown back by Taylor Morgan, and this game will end 15-13, the score in set 5. Minnesota comes all the way back. Michigan leaves so many points on the table. 3-2, the final score.
Hey, Nick, I know this is really sad, and I'm disappointed right now, but these Michigan players should really leave with their heads held high. What a performance by them. It really shows that they can compete with anybody. And this is one heck of a Minnesota team, and Michigan really gave them all they could handle. A few small mistakes right there at the end cost them, but really a spectacular effort by the Wolverines. I'm proud of them. They should be proud of themselves, and they really deserve to win right here. Both teams did. Just such a well-played game, so exciting. Like I said, this is really what college sports is all about. My heart really goes out to the players right now after this really tough loss, but they really played well, and they should be proud of themselves.
And a deflating performance. The big worry now is this being a repeat of last year. Adam, you were at that game, if you will remember, losing to Wisconsin in 5 sets. Took a lot out of them, and then the next day got swept by Minnesota. This time going in the opposite way. They have to play Wisconsin at 1 o'clock on Sunday as the alma mater plays here at Crisler Center. An absolutely deflating result as well as an avoidable one. And once again, for the final time, we will thank you for listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan volleyball here at Crisler Center on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. For Alex G. and Adam Rich, the final score, 3-2, Minnesota wins. My name is Nick Hornberg. Have a great evening, everybody. Be sure to check out the hockey game going on Channel 2 right now. Be sure to check out tomorrow night, Michigan versus Notre Dame football on WCBN Sports, as well as on Sunday, WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan volleyball versus Wisconsin at Cliff Keen Arena with myself, Gretel Payne, and Zach Corson. Until we meet again, go Blue.